23-3. Stars quarterback Chuck Fusina, first 10 passes completed, named the MVP, and Kelvin Bryant pounded out 115 yards and led the celebration in the clubhouse. '85, Kelvin Bryant and the Stars are back for a third title try. In the semifinal, Bryant, 2 big plays. This 76-yard run, plus a 70-yard pass reception as the Stars won their way over Birmingham and into the title game again. Quarterback Bobby Hebert and Anthony Carter, plus 11 other former Michigan Panthers, now Oakland Invaders. They come to the finale with the best record of the season, a team capable of the spectacular big play. This is a matchup of an explosive offense against a dogged defense. As ABC Sports presents the United States Football League Championship Game, 1985. The Oakland Invaders out of the West and the Baltimore Stars. Well, this third USFL championship game being played at Giant Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. The weather, about 40 minutes ago, went sour. A thunderstorm perched itself on the rim of the stadium and has been dropping a light rain since that time. We're hopeful that it will go away before too much time passes by. It is, however, very warm, and the rain may eventually provide a more comfortable evening for the Oakland Invaders and the Baltimore Stars. And this USFL championship game, an exclusive presentation of ABC Sports. Brought to you by Light Beer from Miller. Everything you've always wanted in a beer and less. By Dodge, maker of Ram Tough Dodge trucks. At Dodge, we don't just talk tough, we prove it. By Head & Shoulders, its self-balancing formula puts dandruff protection on your scalp, conditioners on your hair. Dandruff care that's good for your hair. And by Gatorade Thirst Quencher. Gatorade helps put back the potassium, fluids, minerals you lose when you exercise. Gatorade is thirst aid for that deep down body thirst. Briefly, this is how these two teams got into this title game. The Stars coming like a thunderstorm over the last third of the season, and the Oakland Invaders winning 11 of their last 12 games. Now you can see that Oakland, despite that strong finish in the regular season, had a tough one against Tampa Bay, escaping by 3, while Baltimore had a very tough one against New Jersey, 20-17, but won decisively over Birmingham in the semifinals. Now let's turn to a man who has been in the championship circumstance before as we reflect on that 17-17 overtime tie these two teams played. So based on past history between the two teams head up, Lynn Swan, there is nothing to think about. It was a 17-17 tie.
Nothing at all, and the pressure is off. Both teams are now in the championship game. They don't have to worry about living up to reputations. All they have to do now is go out and play. It's like the finale of a Broadway show. You know the show is over. Now you want to leave everyone with a great impression and give them something to remember always.
So you expect a superior effort from everybody when you get pumped for a moment like this.
You certainly do, from all the key players and from some players you don't expect some great things from.
True.
They can play great in the playoffs and suddenly become a star.
It's a matchup of Oakland's offense against Baltimore's defense, fundamentally, I think.
I think it is too, Keith. And the Oakland offense is an amazing offensive weapon. They can do almost anything at any point on the football field. They're led by Bobby Hebert, who has a very solid arm. He likes to throw the ball deep downfield, and he'll go after it as soon as he can. But the real man on this team that is the flame that ignites this offense into a blazing offensive weapon is Anthony Carter. He can score from anywhere on the field. He is a threat constantly. He's got good instincts. He's got great moves, and he's got the courage to come over the middle.
The doghouse defense of Baltimore is the group that held this team together. They made them stay together in the early going when things were not going well for the offensive side of the ball. Now, we saw this defense give the Baltimore offense a lead against Birmingham, and from that point on, they literally controlled the game.
They came up with the big plays, that Jonathan Sutton interception for a touchdown that really got this team off on the right track. They're going to come with an array of blitzes from down deep in their own territory to try and confuse Bobby Hebert. If they can get pressure on Bobby Hebert, rush him, then the interesting matchup will be with the secondary versus the receivers for the Oakland team. Can they match up one-on-one for long enough?
And punish Carter and Banks.
Oh, they will punish everyone. They'll set back, take the deep drops, and just stick them as soon as they touch the football.
Anthony Carter is not that big. Physically, just under 6 feet, 160 pounds, barely. Yet, as noted by Lynn Swan, he is a big personality in this ball game. Here he is now with Tim Brent.
Tough body, soft hands. Always had your best games against the Stars. Championship game tonight. You've indicated this could be your last. Can anybody on this team stop you one-on-one?
Well, I don't think so, especially tonight when there's, all the marbles is on the line. And I think playing against the Stars, I think, will give me that extra dimension going in as far as negotiation somewhere. So I'm looking forward to playing against them.
Now, you've been out there. It has been raining hard for more than a half an hour. Is it slick?
Well, it's much more slick on the side than in the middle. So we're hoping that we can keep a lot of our routes in the middle, and hopefully we can keep the ball on the ground in the middle.
You know they're going to double team you. I'm going across the field now and talk to head coach Jim Moore. Do you have any messages for him?
Well, not really. Just hoping to say congratulations. If they double coverage me, hopefully Gordy and Derek can get open.
All right. Good luck today, AC.
Thank you.
Okay. Keith.
Funny how money gets into the conversation around a championship game. A little touch of irony. These two teams represent two cities from which NFL teams move. The Baltimore Stars lived and practiced in Philadelphia all year. They've never played a football game in the city they represent. They played their home games in College Park, the University of Maryland home field, a 3-hour bus ride from Philadelphia. They've been a road team. It's been a tough season. The man who held them together, who made it work. Remarkable job, Coach Jim Mora, now with Tim Brent.
He has held them together through all that adversity. More adversity tonight. This team has really caused you problems passing-wise. Over 300 yards each time you face them. How do you change? How do you stop that?
Well, yeah, you're talking about Hebert. We've played him 4 times, and every time he's thrown for over 300 yards. But, we've won more than they've won on those 4 times. So hopefully the main thing is to keep him out of the end zone.
Talking to Anthony Carter on the other side just now. He says nobody can stop him one-on-one on this team. He does expect some double coverage. Will he see it?
Oh, he'll see it. Yeah, nobody can. We don't have anybody in our team that can stop him one-on-one. We got to double him up. You can't do it all the time. We got to mix it up and hope we guess right.
Does this weather make any difference tonight, Jim?
Oh, it doesn't hurt either team any more than the other, I don't think. I don't know if you'll see the ball in the air quite as much, but it's a non-factor, really.
Good luck tonight. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
All right, Keith.
All right, Tim, the head man of the Oakland Invaders is Charlie Sumner. 21 years as an assistant in the National Football League. Last tenure was with the Los Angeles Raiders. He's a good friend of Al Davis. And he's done a heck of a job with these Oakland Invaders, who posted a 13-4-1 record during the regular season. Baltimore has won the toss. They will receive the ball. They will have the first offensive possession. The officials for tonight's game are Burl Sorgan, the referee. Umpire is Dave Foley. Head linesman is Bob Walker. L.T. Bonner, the line judge. Chet Castano is the back judge. And the side judge is Grover Klimmer, with Wesley Ward as the field judge. And so we are ready to go with the 3rd USFL championship game, and it is the last of spring and summer football. For these people will move into the fall season in 1986. The Baltimore return team consists of Mark McCants in the center of the field, with Gary Worthy and Garcia Lane flanking him. And it is Novo Bojovic to kick off. Now it is Scott Werner moving back to flank as well. So when Burl Sorgan puts it down on the tee for Novo Bojovic, who is now an American citizen, native of Yugoslavia, a very emotional young man who went through his trials and tribulations in a triple overtime game a year ago in the playoffs against Los Angeles, but who was able to put one up on the board in the closing seconds against Tampa Bay to get the Oakland Invaders on their way here. Gary Worthy. They'd like to have the ball if they can get it to him. We'll see which man Bojovic decides to kick to, and the rain continues to fall at Giant Stadium. Not so terribly heavy, but enough to get everything wet. And if it continues to rain for another few minutes, everything is going to be soaked. They play on the rug here. Bojovic hammers the ball. McCants circles back into the end zone, and he started to come with it and will not. He was within an inch of stepping out of the end zone, and then decided on urging from Scott Werner that he stay there. And so the Baltimore Stars will start at their own 20 with Chuck Fusina at quarterback out of Penn State. He's been the quarterback from the beginning for these Stars when they were in Philadelphia and now Baltimore. Kelvin Bryant and Alan Harbin will line up behind him with Scott Bitsky, Victor Harrison, the wide receivers, and Ken Dunnick, the tight end. And here's the first snap of the ball game. Bucina throws on first down. Caught from behind. He had nobody to throw to. He's pulled down at the 15-yard line by Monty Bennett, who led the Oakland team in sacks this year with 7. He's a big guy who had a year with the New Orleans Saints. His college was Kansas State. He's 6'4", 275. The offensive front for Baltimore consists of Joe Conwell, Bill Dugan, Bart Oates, Chuck Comiskey, and Irv Eatman. And it's a very good offensive front. And it's perhaps unusual that somebody would penetrate this early to get a sack on their quarterback, but he had plenty of time to look around and simply had nobody to throw to. So it's second down and about 15. And the ball is given to Kelvin Bryant. And Bryant will get 1 yard as the Oakland Invaders defensive unit swarms all over him. They play a 3-4, these Invaders, with Monty Bennett, Tim Moore, and Dave Browning. Reuben Vaughn alternates at nose tackle. The linebackers, and they're good ones. They're Ed Smith, Gary Plummer, Ray Bentley, and David Shaw. And the secondary consists of corners Vito McKeever and Derek Martin. The strong safety is a big hitter, David Greenwood, and John Sullivan is the free safety.
4-2. No, penny.
It is third down and 14. Bucina's pass is away, and it is caught by Willie Collier. Coming off a separation of the shoulder, and Collier breaking free. Bucina was absolutely perfect with the pass, and it's first down Stars, and now they've got breathing room.
Jim Morris said that he didn't think the weather would be a factor, and certainly it has not stopped him from executing his game plan, starting out the game with a pass, somewhat unusual for this ball club against this team. Here on 3rd and long, Willie Collier finding an opening over David Greenwood, number 31, for the big gain on the first down.
Ball is at the 42, and Bucina continues to throw, goes to the tight end Dunnick, and Dunnick steps out of bounds just across midfield and close to a first down. They'll leave him a yard short after the catch. Baltimore uses their tight ends as pass receivers a lot. They're very important in the offensive control of the game for the Stars. Which means, Swanee, that the big guy back there, David Greenwood, is going to be kept busy and perhaps will leave the quicker people to somebody else.
Whenever they come into man-to-man coverage, he will be responsible for the tight end in that coverage.
Second down and 1. It goes to Kelvin Bryant, and Kelvin has the first down as he punches his way. Just slammed his way to the 48 with David Shaw and Tim Moore making the contact defensively.
I am somewhat surprised at this opening drive for Baltimore. I anticipated that Baltimore would try and establish the running game and try and maintain control offensively. The one thing they don't want to do is give the ball to Oakland on offense all the time, because they can score a lot of points. They scored more points in the regular season than Baltimore. But I think because of the receivers being injured, Victor Harrison was hurt, James Carver's been hurt, Willie Collier has not really been tested on his broken shoulder, clavicle. He has not been tested, but yet they're still going to the passing game.
On first down from the 48, David Riley has it underneath. Bobbles the ball, but holds on to the Oakland 39-yard line. So the Baltimore Stars. And again, I say that's a bit of a misnomer because they've never played a game in Baltimore.
We'll see Riley bobble the ball, but he's going to get hit by 51 Gary Plummer and number 50 Ray Bentley. And Gary Plummer, Bentley seemed to have hit him just a bit wrong. Took his time getting up, Keith.
Second down and 2. Ball is given to Alan Harbin, and Alan Harbin slides his way to just inside the 38 and will be close to a first down. Defends on the spot they give to him. Harbin is out of Cincinnati. 205, only 5'9". Sometimes he can get lost in the melee along the line of scrimmage and pop out of there and make a big play. And they'll bring in the change. So the Baltimore Stars deserting character perhaps just a little bit, or tendency at least. Character is not the proper word. Deserting tendency and moving the ball upfield on a big third down pass to Willie Collier. And Willie playing with a tender shoulder as a result of a separation.
Either one of these teams, Keith, can come out throwing the football and then revert back to the running game. Throughout the course of the season, the Baltimore team passed for 533 times, and they tried to run 564. The Oakland team passed 518 times and ran the ball 519.
They need about a foot for the first down. On third down, Busina keeps it, sticks his helmet into the stack, and Shirley will have it around the 37 of Oakland. And now the rain seems to be easing up just a little bit. It would be a shame to have rain all night long, because I think this is going to be a good football game.
After having talked with the players for the last couple of days, Keith, I don't think the rain or snow or anything else would stop them this evening from playing the best possible football they knew how.
Ball is just short of the 36-yard line in Oakland's side of the field, and the Stars have a first down. Bryant and David Riley are in the backfield. Play action to Bryant. Busina gets some pressure, throws to Bryant. He's got it, 25-20, and down to about the 16-yard line. Kelvin Bryant slipping through the crowd into the short zone, and one-on-one, he is a holy terror.
He certainly is. He just goes where his instincts lead him. Midway through the season, he was injured, had some ankle problems, came back, didn't seem to have the condition he needed to really pull this team along. He's come on just as this entire team has developed throughout the season. I didn't give him a chance to be here in the playoffs, but here they are.
Busina's 4 out of 4 to 4 different receivers. It's first down at the Oakland 16. And Chuck back to throw one more time. Goes into the corner. It is Fitzke. Touchdown. Scott Fitzke can't run you a 4.40, but he sure can beat you. He was right in the corner of the end zone, almost running out of real estate as he slipped behind Vito McKeever, but he made the catch.
Right there is where he beats Vito. That outside move, as soon as he gets him inside, he now can manipulate him to find that corner of the end zone, breaking back to the outside. Body control, knew exactly where he was in the football field. Watch his concentration. The ball's coming in, yet his feet do not take the full stride out of bounds.
In the one game played between these two teams, Baltimore, the second week of the season, got out to a 17-0 lead. Anthony Carter caught a pass to tie at 17 with 1 second to play, and then they played a scoreless overtime. The extra point try by David Trout nailed. So with 10 minutes and 39 seconds to play in the first quarter, the Baltimore Stars take the ball and move it 80 yards for this touchdown.
This is the kind of ball control drive that I'm sure is a part of the game plan of Jim Moore. Possess the football, mix up your pass plays, don't be afraid to go deep, and when you find the opening, take it and make it count.
So it is now Oakland's turn to see the ball.
I don't compete anymore, but I still pump up.
Move to a 7-0 lead. Oakland is yet to see the football and waiting to receive the kickoff. The principal is Sean Faulkner, number 28, averaged just over 23 yards per return this year. And back there with him is number 23, Otis Brown. Very high hanging kick, short. Faulkner at the 9. Gets a lane and comes to the 23, and then he is hurled back. Now here comes the Cajun cannon. Bobby Hebert trotting on the field to organize his offensive unit and see if they can respond to Baltimore's opening drive.
Right.
Hebert, who threw for 30 touchdowns at quarterback. Albert Bentley went for more than 1,000 yards. John Williams is their hammer. Anthony Carter, Gordon Banks, the wide people. And let's see. Yes, indeed. They open with 3 wide receivers, including Derek Holloway, the speedster from Arkansas. So they have no tight end. They open with 3 wideouts. And Hebert will put it up. Carter going deep. Carter's out in front. Hebert doesn't see him. Goes underneath. And they'll get about 3 yards on the play. If Hebert had wound up and thrown the football down the middle of the field, just as far as he could have, Anthony Carter would have scored a touchdown.
But take a look and you see how deep he is when he breaks. He goes by Sutton, but there's help back here deep. Man slips down. I think that was number 23, Antonio Gibson. For Hebert to have put that ball near that deep, Keith, I think Antonio Gibson could have made up the distance, because the ball would have really had to hang up there for a long time.
Well, Carter was loose. There's the offensive front for the Oakland Invaders, and it's a good bunch. They did a heck of a job against the tough Memphis Showboat. Hebert goes to the air on 2nd down and 5, and he throws again to Albert Bentley. And Bentley goes for a first down up around the 45-yard line. Bentley played with the Michigan Panthers along with Hebert. He is out of the University of Miami. The defensive alignment for the Baltimore Stars, they play a 3-man front as well, 3-4 with Fuller, Kugler, Fielder, the big guys. Backers are Jameson, Johnson, Sam Mills, and George Cooper. And the secondary is Garcia Lane and Jonathan Sutton at the corners. Antonio Gibson and Mike Lush are the safeties. Gibson is a little bit hobbled with a sore leg. Ball is on the 44-yard line. Hebert, short drop, sideline pattern intended for Gordon Banks, and the pass is incomplete. Gordon Banks played his collegiate football at Stanford.
Bobby Hebert was looking at number 27, Mike Lush, who plays safety for the Baltimore Stars. He came up faking the blitz by his alignment, delayed just a bit, and came with the pass rush. So we saw very early on a blitz by the Stars down in Oakland Invader territory. Usually they like to wait for a team to pass that 50-yard mark before they start taking chances.
2nd and 10 from the 44. Deep drop by Hebert. Trying to set a screen, throws to Bentley. Not much of a screen for him, and he's dragged down, and there is a penalty flag. Hebert has started slow in each of the 2 playoff games. He started out 1 of 7 against Tampa Bay and 1 of 6 against Memphis. Let's check the penalty.
Ineligible receiver downfield. Number 63 offense. Penalty is declined. Offensive pass interference. Offense. Loss of down is accepted.
So that second call is really painful. Chuck, you've seen it now with Tim Brandt.
Shows you a lot of man lock on. You went right after him through more than I've seen you do early on.
Well, Tim, we figured we're going to have to mix it up today, and receivers are getting open. It's my job to get it there, and hopefully we can keep it up.
On the touchdown outside, he came up and rolled up early. He showed his man coverage quickly.
Well, they like to play a little bump and run, and Scott got it to the inside nice, and from there I just had to put it in the corner, and he ran under it.
Field condition all right?
It's pretty nice out there. You know, you don't like to play in the rain as a quarterback, but you got to make do with it.
All right. Keith?
Matter of fact and tough. Ball is back on the 34 now. Scott Werner comes in as a nickel back on 3rd down and 20 for the Oakland Invaders. Hebert, draw play, John Williams, and Williams pops it outside and comes up a yard short of the first down. That's a good run by John.
Excellent run by John Williams, and as you can see, tempers are already beginning to flare out on the football field. John Williams, a very hard running back. Excellent call on the draw play. The defense is really set up for a draw play or even a screen. Everyone expecting a pass. John Williams getting the big hole by virtue of the defensive formation as much as the blocking by that offensive line.
And they're a yard and a half short of the first down on 4th, so they bring in Stan Talley. And Talley, the leading punter in the USFL, the 2nd time in 3 years. He knocks the ball out inside the 20 at about a 35% clip. Garcia Lane is the deep man for the Stars. He had a big punt return in the ball game against the New Jersey Generals that was a key in beating the Generals.
30-second clock ran down. Talley did not get the ball off.
Number 10, offense.
So that'll move the ball back 5 yards, and he'll have a chance to get this one off.
Shouldn't bother Talley that much. If he hits it clean, he's going to knock it down around the 10-yard line anyway.
He really shouldn't. I was out here yesterday, and I was shagging a few of his punts, Keith, while the rest of the team was out working on the field. And I was amazed at the consistency at which, from where he is standing on the field now, he was punting the ball out inside the 10-yard line, not just the 20. He has excellent hang time. The ball hangs up a long time, which will give the offensive lineman a chance to run down, get good position to make a tackle if Garcia Lane should return this one.
He averaged 44.3 punting this season. In the playoffs, he's at 43-yard average. It's a good one. And it is in the end zone. A 52-yarder to start the ball game for Stan Talley. But more importantly, Oakland is not able to respond to the opening score for the Stars, and they lead 7-0. Had one peal of thunder and one little flash of lightning. Otherwise, it's just been a soft rain. Chuck Fusina now on the field as they start with the same offensive unit here in this second possession. They took it 80 yards in 10 plays. First time they had the ball. Collier and Fitzke are the wide receivers. No, it is Harrison. And Fitzke the wide receivers. And Fusina's going to put it up. Goes underneath to Kelvin Bryant, who is hit hard by Ray Bentley, number 50, in his second year in the USFL out of Central Michigan, an inside linebacker.
Ray Bentley saw Kelvin come up and give him a little pat on the rear end. They would like to get Kelvin Bryant into that short area, get him the ball so he doesn't have to run through all the traffic. We saw Herschel Walker catch a lot more passes this year also. But right there, Ray Bentley, who probably was assigned to pay special attention to Kelvin, was right there in time to lay a good hit on him.
Kelvin had his arm pad knocked loose, couldn't put it back, comes out of the game. Gary Worthy goes in to replace him. And now they line up in the I formation on second down and about 7. Fusina gives the ball to Worthy, and he pops out of there and runs it up to the 35-yard line for a first down. Worthy is out of Wilmington, 5'11", 195. Brought down by David Shaw and David Greenwood from California and Wisconsin, respectively.
Well, that run will be filed away in his memory in case he has to come back in this ball game and play quite a bit. He'll have a little more confidence.
He almost fell down. He found so much daylight running over the left side. He didn't expect it, running in behind Bill Dugan, who's in there in place of George Gilbert. George is injured and cannot play. On first down, Fusina goes down back at the 27-yard line with Ed Smith. Ed Smith blitzing on the outside from Vanderbilt, played last year with the Arizona Wranglers.
Now there's a player who would really like to win the championship because he has been involved in some major games against the Baltimore Stars. This time he's come in on the blitz, got a clean shot at Chuck Fusina. Ed Smith also played for the Chicago Blitz in a playoff game where they had a tremendous lead, and the Philadelphia Stars then came back to beat them in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, they led by 24
by
points.
24 points. And Ed Smith, of course, played for Arizona last year in the championship game, and they lost to the Philadelphia Stars.
Stars have called a timeout. Had some mix-up, and Fusina didn't like what he had. So he spends the timeout, and he will do that. You've got 5:03 to play in the first quarter, and the Stars are leading 7-0.
Don't be alarmed. You're watching a man at work.
Let's see. I know it's here somewhere. Ah, found it.
I remember we were panicked. Find a home that last day or fly home not knowing where we'd live. But our Century 21 broker wouldn't give up.
He showed us the last house late that night. And guess what? Perfect and at the right price. How do you find people like that?
All you gotta do is pick up the phone. Put #1 to work for you. Century 21.
What's this stuff, guy?
Aftershave skin conditioner.
I know. I thought I was the only guy with sensitive skin.
Every time I shave, I get it right here.
What do you fellas use? Because shaving irritates my whole face.
After. Try it. Looks different.
Oh, it's rich.
It's a lotion.
After soothes razor scrape sensitive skin.
Hey, this feels great. And smells good, too. Terrific.
Sensible care for sensitive skin. Aftershave skin conditioner.
By Menon.
From historic Royal St. George in Sandwich, England, defending champ Seve Ballesteros heads the field at the British Open. Live coverage begins Saturday on ABC Sports.
The rain is lighter, but still umbrellas are a comfortable thing to have. The Oakland Invaders, a football team that is 15-0 when they have scored first. That cannot be in this game.
0-4-1 in games they have not scored first.
The Baltimore Stars now with the football out near the 27-yard line have got to go to the 45 for their first down. They need 18 yards to send Kelvin Bryant into the middle, and he spins it up to about the 31 before he is thrown down, losing that arm pad in the process, and it will be fourth down, or it'll be third down for Baltimore now. And Bryant trying to see if he's going to come out, but he will stay without the arm pad. He's been nicked and bruised, I think, virtually the entire season. But he is a big game player.
Yes,
now he's coming out.
You see there his stats for the playoffs. Solid performer. This could be a very interesting, a very important play here, Keith. If Oakland can hold him, they can obtain field position here, something neither team has had so far in their first possessions.
3rd and 14. Bennett gets in and hits Fusina. The pass is intercepted by David Greenwood on the way to the corner. Touchdown. Monty Bennett, number 91, was storming in from the left side. Fusina hurried his pass a little bit because he saw Bennett coming right down the barrel at him and trying to get the ball to Tom Donovan, and Greenwood goes 43 for the TD.
That's number 91, Bennett. He does a good job in positioning Eatman, going by him on the outside, and then laying a stick on Chuck Fusina. But now watch the position of David Greenwood. He has to hold back here a little bit. He gets up in front, takes the ball away. Now he knows he has clear sailing down the sideline.
So the former high jumper takes it in for the touchdown. And Novo Bojovic now, and they make it a 44-yard return, will try to tie it up. And he does. At 4:05 to go in the first quarter of the 3rd USFL title game, we're even at 7-7.
David Greenwood was injured early on in the season. Marcus Quinn was a guy who was playing for this team in the secondary, who had a great year, was traded down to Tampa. He hurried up, got himself together and well, came back. He only had 3 interceptions on the regular season, but now makes the biggest one of the year for the playoffs. This young man evens it up in a hurry. It's a tie ball game with 4:05 in the first quarter.
Bojovic will kick off with McCants, Worthy, and Werner deep for Baltimore. A 7-7 ball game. Low skidding kick. They leave it alone. It might go out, and it does. That'll cost them 5, or they have an option of taking it at the 30. And while they're parading back upfield, let's spend a moment with Tim Brand as he talks to David Greenwood.
David, a lot of pressure on Fusina back there. It looked like he threw off balance. The ball didn't have a whole lot on it, and you read it perfectly.
I have no idea what Fusina was doing. I just like to thank the Lord Jesus Christ for giving me the ability to be able to be in that position.
What coverage were you in? It looked like man coverage all
We're
over.
in man coverage. They got me the first time on it. I took a little inside fake because first time they ran it, they got it to him, and I said, run it again. You know.
Challenged.
Amen.
All right, Keith.
He likes a challenge.
We should probably point out, Keith, that Tom Donovan was injured in last week's ball game and injured his leg, so he is slightly gimpy in this ball game.
Down if he'd have run him down, though.
He couldn't have run him down. Greenwood didn't try and play him tight in that coverage, sat back and then picked it off.
This time Novo hits it solid, and it'll go to Worthy at the 6-yard line. Promptly fumbles it, picks it up, gets some help. And a pretty good return by Gary Worthy. After bobbling the ball, he muffed it for a moment, but got some help from 3 of his teammates and puts it back out around the 33. That, incidentally, was the first time in Stars history that an interception has been returned for a touchdown against them. So out comes Fusina again now, and they'll start from the 32.
First and 10, ball on the 32.
Stars averages on the season. Not a high-scoring team. Defense kept them together, at least halfway. Kelvin Bryant looking for a sweep, has to come back inside with it. There's nothing there. Ron Lynn's got that Oakland defensive bunch snorting. Those two inside backers, Plummer and Bentley, are just creating havoc for the blocking schemes of the Stars.
They are running laterally very well on the inside so far with 3:10 to play in this first period. Probably the strongest part of the Oakland defense is that group of linebackers. They'll run a lot of games up front with the people. The down linemen trying to create some pressure, some missed assignments on the blocking scheme. But for the most part, they're not a real strong physical defensive team.
3 wideouts in the game now for the Stars, and Fusina back, has good protection this time, has to dump it off to Kelvin Bryant. And Bryant goes for a first down as he gets up near the 44. Gary Plummer, again, the backer trailing the play, making the stop. There were 3 linebackers there. Smith, Bentley, and Plummer making the tackle on Bryant as he got up to the 44-yard line.
As you see right here, David Greenwood coming in on the pass rush. Bryant just slips by him when the hole gets open there, makes the catch. Short pass, but for a long gain, and that's his 10th catch of the playoffs, and the only person who has more catches in the playoffs happens to be Anthony Carter, who came in with 11.
And who's yet to see the ball in tonight's game. Bryant, without question, has to be the big play man for the Stars. First down, 44. Play action, and Fusina goes deep with it for Fitzke. Out of bounds. Out of bounds. He was bumping a little bit with Vito McKeever going down the sidelines, but maybe it forced him out of bounds. I don't know.
Scott Fitzke is so lucky. I mean, he is so lucky they don't call him for pass interference, because just prior to making this catch, or attempted catch over Vito McKeever, he reached back and looked like he just pushed him, straight-armed him to get a cushion. But the official apparently just didn't see it. It's right there. You see the arm go back. Now, it's okay to jostle, to have a little contact, but that's where you usually get the interference call on the offense.
Second down and 10. Bryant. Look at that long stride in the middle of traffic. He knows he's running out of territory, but he takes that long lunge ahead and comes up in a fist fight. 1:40 to play. Bryant's hot.
Yeah, he's hot from the inside out. Apparently he feels that someone gave him extra jab down underneath. But here's that long stride, Keith, you're talking about in traffic. He's looking for an open. He's weaving on right about here. There's that stride. He just takes it. One man holding on to an ankle, and he just stretches it out there.
That was about 4 yards, wasn't it?
It sure was. Then gets up swing. Look, he's got the Otis Sistrunk man from Mars look tonight.
Well, he'll be back in Tarboro pretty soon. And here's what caused the fight, I guess. Greenwood and Bryant getting into it.
Well, Greenwood had him around the helmet. Kelvin felt he should let go of his head.
Ball comes up to the 49 on the Oakland side. Third down, about 3.5. Drill to Fitzke and incomplete. And again, Fusina was feeling some pressure. Bennett coming in, and number 77, Reuben Vaughn, who's in at nose tackle now, was in the neighborhood as well. So at 1:19 to go in the first quarter, Sean Landetta comes on the field to punt. Sean averaging right at 42 yards during the regular season and just under 40 on 11 punts in the playoffs.
Well, we've had a chance to see the defense for the Oakland Invaders flex its muscle here. Now we'll see if the offense can hold up its part of this game and put some points on the board, apply some pressure to Baltimore.
Something new. Stars shifting around. If they can pull them offside, that would be a first down. There's a man in motion on punt formation. You don't see that, but the snap is high. Landetta saves it, and it spins it out of there. And they got a chance to down it deep. And they do. At the 1. Mark McCants, the hot man on kick coverage, hustling downfield and puts it down on the 1. It was a 48-yard punt with a roll. all of that movement and shifting and a man in motion in front formation. But Oakland had kept its cool, and the Invaders didn't jump. And Landeta finally hit it, kicked it away from Faulkner, and they put it down at the 1. ABC's Wide World of Sports pretty exciting next Saturday. We've got the Mary Decker Slaney Zola Budd race at 3,000 meters out of the Crystal Palace in London. First time they have seen each other since the Olympic Games when Decker fell and was injured. And we've got the Olympic boxers continuing their professional careers. You'll see Mark Breland and Pernell Whitaker. And time permitting, we'll show you something of Evander Holyfield and Meldrick Taylor. Hebert out of the end zone. Goes for Carter. Lane is there. Penalty flag. Carter ran up his back.
Smart move. The best thing Anthony Carter could have done under the situation. Garcia Lane was back deep. And Keith, don't tell me Anthony Carter didn't go back and say I was wide open the first possession the last time. Whatever you do,
pass interference.
Bobby,
Number
throw
1,
it in the air.
Offense. Loss of down.
I can beat him. But right here, Garcia Lane is going to make the catch. Anthony Carter did the best thing by creating the pass interference and knocking the ball away from him. We saw last week where a defensive back for the Birmingham Stallions is tripping, falling down, and let a receiver catch the ball, Victor Harris, in the end zone for a touchdown. He should have grabbed him, stopped him from doing it. Here, Anthony Carter may get a penalty, but his team still has possession of the football.
On second down and 10 from their own 1. With 20 seconds to go in the first quarter, a 7-7 tie. Hebert loops it upfield and is intercepted by Scott Werner, who laterals the ball to Jonathan Sutton, and Sutton is knocked out of bounds inside the 20. With 8 seconds to play in the first quarter, and we've got a big fight going on down in the end zone. We had 2 big guys, Pete Kugler
and John Williams, number 43.
John Williams got into it back there. Kugler, of course, a veteran of the wars from the San Francisco 49ers.
Offense. Personal foul against the defense. Penalties canceled.
So they wipe it off, and here's another look at the interception.
Now, we understand that Oakland likes to throw the football downfield. This is a very dangerous situation, being backed up in your end zone. The secondary is expecting you to throw the football. They've got Warner in there, their 5th defensive back. They're looking for the passes to the outside on the sidelines. They played it extremely well. Bobby Hebert may have done well just to throw this ball out of bounds or just keep the ball on the ground. Be more conservative down here, backed up in their own end zone.
Should have thrown that one in the seats. Well, it's those kind of little mistakes that have been troublesome for Bobby along the way so far. But still, he has enormous talent. First quarter is over, and after 1, 7-7, but Baltimore will have an early threat in the second quarter.
I don't know. What are you going to do?
We go to the second quarter of play. The ball at Oakland's 15-yard line. As a result of the interception, Chuck Fusino opens with David Riley and Kelvin Bryant behind him. Bryant. And Kelvin is down to about the 7. That opening drive by the Baltimore Stars gives them the obvious edge in the stats.
As you see there in time of possession, have a fantastic edge, and their yards passing is somewhat unusual. 81 yards passing to make up their total of 111. A very strong opening drive is the credit. Is what you have to give credit to most of that yards for.
From just inside the 7, Bryant goes up the middle, touchdown. Looks like they're trapped in the middle, and Kelvin tap dance through it easily.
There are a lot of tempers flaring out there, Keith. After the play was completely over, one of the players, I don't know it, one of the Oakland players was very upset. I think it was a linebacker, Plummer, was very upset about something that happened in the course of this drive, or that last play, pushed one of the Philadelphia players, and the flag was thrown. We'll see if that flag was thrown just to control the action, or if he intends on levying the penalty.
Counts a touchdown after the play. Personal foul against the offense. Personal foul against the defense. Penalty canceled.
The second time in the game that two fouls have canceled each other or wiped them out.
We'll call it the control flag, Keith, to maintain the game. This game, football, is one of opportunity. We saw where Baltimore came up with a big interception, and now the offense translates that into a touchdown.
That's very important because through the first two-thirds of the season, they were not doing. Reardon holds, Happy snaps, and David Trout kicks. Good. A couple of looks. First, from the ground level, watch the hole Bryant finds.
It just opens right up that block right there where the entire line was just pushed down and the hole was opening up. I think if you look at it from our end zone camera, they were overplaying the right side just a bit. You see the good block on 50 on the linebacker. Kelvin Bryant reads it, cuts to his left, and it's an easy touchdown.
I believe that was Riley that took down the linebacker, and from then on it was nobody. So it is now 14-7. The Stars back to the lead.
There's still a place.
I really don't see any falling for the moment, though a few umbrellas are still out. 14-7 Stars as Trout prepares to kick off. Low knuckleball that Brown takes at the 12. Otis Brown comes back to the 37, 38-yard line. And now David Trout wants to have a fight.
Oh, David Trout is going to get flagged right here. I don't know who initiated the action. Now he's getting a lecture from Moore because Moore saw it also. When he was being accosted, if you will, by one of the players from Oakland, official was standing right behind him. Dave just snuck a quick hand out and punched him.
Number 1 of the kicking team.
And that's why he was caught. So take a look right here. He's got the ball away. Now somebody goes after him. Smith.
Ed
and
Smith.
gets smashed. You see right there.
That's a mismatch, Dave. That is a mismatch.
Well, the kickers are football players, too, and sometimes they have to have some big guy who's designated to go after them if they're going to be in position to make a tackle. That time he was almost in position of having to save a touchdown run.
Yeah, but it also, that penalty now puts that football all the way down on the Baltimore 47-yard line.
And I think that's why he got the lecture from Jim Moore.
You betcha. Otherwise, they're back on their own 37, 38. Hebert gives it to John Williams on a sweep. And Williams is tough on the corner. And he's close to a first down. George Cooper was out there with him, but Williams dropped his shoulder and let George have a lick just a little bit short where they mark him out. Kelvin Bryant now with Tim Brandt.
All right, Keith, and we're going to talk about the touchdown play. Let's take a look at it. And it looked like they ran themselves out of the play, and you made a nice cut.
Yeah, you know, I think they overran it. You know, the offensive line stayed on their blocks, and David Riley, fullback, made a good block, and, you know, I just cut it back to the left, and, you know, wasn't nobody there.
Well, David Riley took that linebacker and put him right down.
Yeah, he did a great job. You know, he's been blocking good all year, and, you know, we just hope we can keep it up.
All right, Keith.
2nd and 1 for Oakland. Hebert looks for the big one. Down the middle, it is good. And down inside the 20. Gordon Banks makes the catch. 5'10", 175. Had a couple of years with the Saints. Didn't get much playing time. That is Oakland's second first down of the ball game.
Gordon Banks comes into this playoff having caught 62 passes on the season for 5 touchdowns. Anthony Carter ran a deep post to stretch out this defensive team of Baltimore. But there you see number 25, Scott Warner, who was there to make the stop, just short of him breaking into the outside for a touchdown.
They mark it on the 20. First down, Invaders. This is Albert Bentley. And he's a reckless sort of a runner and picks up about 6 yards on that carry.
Number 32, Albert Bentley. He was one of these players who came in with the merger of the Michigan Panthers. He did not get a chance to play a great deal while he was with Michigan. There were just other people that were doing better at the time. But he's a player that never gives you less than 100%. He gets a good block out there in front by Williams. Sees a little small crease, just lowers his shoulders and takes everyone on.
He got 7, second down 3 from the 13 of the Stars. Williams in the middle to the 10, and that'll be a 1st and goal. Pete Kugler got a piece of him, but Williams is a very, very tough short yardage runner. He, like Greenwood, out of Wisconsin, 3 carries. He's picked up 18, 10, and 3 the hard way.
Picked up an excellent block from number 74, Ray Penny, the left tackle, former teammate of mine in Pittsburgh. He came down on number 96, Don Fielder, just stood him up, and that provided a nice running lane for Williams to crack through.
A.C. Carter is not in the game at the moment. They've got a tight end in there for blocking. Give the ball to Bentley. And Bentley gets down around the 7, maybe the 6, before he's tumbled out of bounds. One of the things about Bentley and Williams both, when they start running that corner, they just sort of pick up momentum. And though they may run 2/3 of the way across the field, they're going to get something out of it.
Well, they just, like you said, they're big people. They pick up steam. They're not the quickest people in the world. So you want to try and make contact with them early to stop that momentum.
Split it, split it, split it!
Inside the 7, near the 6, Carter is back in. Second down and goal. Hebert looks to throw, looks at Banks, throws down the middle, and nothing there. The tight end, Doug Cozen, was cutting over the middle. A penalty flag goes down as Bobby Hebert is clobbered, and you're going to get a roughing the passer call, I think, against Mike Johnson.
Mike Johnson or Sam Mills. Number 98 is Johnson. Sam Mills is 54. Both of them seem to be getting up from that pile.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer. Number 98 defense.
Mike Johnson. Here's the blitz. Everybody is coming and their cousin. You see Johnson break through. The ball is gone here. No, that's a close call. Johnson's got his head down. He wasn't really looking up. He knew the blitz was on. There wasn't a lot of time that passed by in order for Hebert to get the ball away. We'll take another look. Usually they don't call roughing the passer in a situation like this unless a defensive lineman goes for the head or he makes the hit well after the ball is thrown. You see right here, the ball is just being released as he's going in the air. That's a close call, Keith.
I would agree. It's marginal. But it gives him a 1st down inside the 5 at about the 3. And Hebert gives it to Bentley, and Bentley is turned upside down at about the 2.
Scott Warner, Sam Mills, all in that particular play. Scott Warner, I think, was the first man who came in. Low bridge. Bentley here. We'll take a look at number 54, Sam Mills. He's stringing out along the sideline. We see number 25, Scott Warner, come up. Mills takes on the lead blocker, and then it leaves it open for Scott Warner to come in and up in Albert Bentley.
Ball is on the 2, second down and goal for the Invaders. 9:38 to play in the first half. Tom Newton, the big man, is in there at fullback. Ball goes to Williams, and he dives close, but not quite. He was trying to follow Big Tom Newton, a 240-pounder who played here for the New York Jets for 6 years.
Yeah, he seemed to go straight up in the air and straight down on that play, Keith.
He did, didn't he?
Yeah.
It is 3rd and goal, and the ball is going to be put down about 1.5 feet away.
Take a look at this. Ground level makes you feel like you're right there. He goes up in the air. He's hit.
I think that's Werner again, wasn't it?
Yes. Warner gets back there. He's like a little cannonball.
He's not so little. He's big and strong. He's 195 pounds. Heck of a player for the University of Georgia Bulldogs. Ball's a half a yard away. 3rd and goal. Williams, touchdown.
Well, it took him a few plays in short. John Williams finally comes up with the touchdown.
And you go back to that ruckus that Dave Trout got into, and that 15-yard penalty for a personal foul that was tacked on to Faulkner's kick return, and they have cashed it in.
Well, Bojovic makes this extra point. It'll be a 14-14 ball game. But mistakes and the turnovers and the offense being opportunistic has been the key to this ball game so far, with the exception of the opening drive by Baltimore for the touchdown. It's been a game of mistakes and opportunities.
Fred Bassani holds it. And Bojovic kicks it right through. So we're back to square one. 14-14 now with an even 9 minutes to play in the first half. John Williams has banged one in for the TD. And the rain has stopped at Giant Stadium.
Raise your hand.
You got it.
Raise your hand.
Of 35,000 for his third title game. And Bojovic kicks off for Oakland. It is Worthy at the 2. And Gary Worthy back to about the 25. Irv Eatman is playing with a sprained right ankle. He sprained it in the ball game last week at Birmingham. And for the first time in his 2-year career at Philadelphia, missed a game. Well, 3-year career, actually. This
he missed a play. He missed the last 3 plays.
Yep.
The offense ran in that ball game, and prior to that, he has been in on every offensive down in the 3 years.
When he went out there, though, Swanee, he was obviously limping something. So he's perhaps not as strong a figure as he might ordinarily be. Fusina goes underneath for Kelvin Bryant, trying to get away from the linebackers and dances around them, and he'll be a yard or so short of the first down. But he almost got his shoulders turned upfield.
That's a real strong sign of the respect the linebacker or defensive players have for Kelvin Bryant. And watch here as he takes this pass, and then watch the play of linebacker number 50, Ray Bentley. He comes up and he just screens him off. He doesn't want to attack him. He's giving ground because he knows he can get faked out easily. He wants to make sure he's in good position. But Kelvin Bryant eludes him, running laterally, evades him, picks up a few more yards, and steps out of bounds without being tackled.
Oh, 55!
Need about a yard for a first down.
Bro, 55!
Bryant finds a hole, gets the first down as he slashes his way up to the 37, close to the 38. Big guy leading him was Chuck Comiskey, 6'3", 290, the right guard, Ole Miss. Brought down by Ray Bentley. Tim Moore from Southern. Chuck Comiskey, incidentally, is wearing a small microphone in his helmet, and from that comes the harsh sounds of life in the trenches.
Brown 58! Brown 58! Come on, Charlie!
Fusina gets it away and drills it to Fitzke, and he's down at the 49-yard line, and Chuck was hit as he threw it. The point is, the old Warrior got it away.
Ooh, and just in the nick of time.
David Shaw, the tormentor.
David Shaw was right on his back. Now look at the route Fitzke runs. McKeever is well off of him. He makes a nice little cut. He keeps that route square. If he drifts backwards, McKeever has a chance to cut the ball off. And here's the pressure. Look at Shaw coming in, and he just about grabbed that arm and ball, Keith.
Well, he didn't really pummel him too much. It is first down. Stars at their own 49. And the ball goes to Alan Harvin. Harvin dances away from a man behind the line of scrimmage and picks up 5 yards. So the tough guy from Cincy. Finally brought down by John Sullivan, the free safety.
We saw Harvin complaining that he thought someone grabbed him by the face mask. In addition to being a strong runner, watch how well he reads the block here. He's got blocking out in front. He sees a hole open up to the inside. Great block right there on number 50, Albert Bentley. And he cuts it inside to pick up the available yards. Many running backs get in trouble, always trying to stretch it to the outside because they figure if they can get there, they're going to pick up more yards. That's not always the case.
Got a mix-up. They only got 10 people out on the field. Kelvin Bryant out of the game for the moment, and David Riley came back to the sidelines, and Chuck Fusina started counting heads and said, Not going to run this play with 10 folks. I need all I can get. Timeout. 14-14 ball game. Tom Watson, one of those hoping that he can get his thing together and go out and win another. Tommy has won that thing 5 times. Bernard Langer will be there. A lot of fellas have decided because of the tournament this weekend they would not go, but the names are there, and it remains one of the great sports moments in the world every year. Our congratulations to Kathy Baker for her win today in the Women's Open. Great round of golf today. Kelvin Bryant back in the lineup for the Stars, and he pounds it up the middle and goes for a first down. Brought down by David Shaw. Total plays so far in the ball game, a 14-14 tie. Baltimore has snapped the ball for 27 offensive plays. Oakland only 13.
Oakland was stopped cold pretty much on their opening drive. Then their defense came up with their first score. Then after a kickoff return and a penalty assessed against David Trout in the excellent field position, did not take that many plays for them to score. On the other hand, Baltimore has been driving the length of the field with each possession.
You've seen it back. Going for Harrison in the corner. Victor Harrison. Incomplete. He got tangled up down there with Derek Martin and just simply couldn't get back to the ball. If he'd been able to get free just a little bit, he might have been able to come back and get it because Derek had run under it.
The defensive back is allowed to have position and go for the football here. Harrison does a good job in getting Martin turned around, but Martin, because he gave him a big cushion, has position, and right here he's looking like he's going for the football. Just that look back inside for the ball and that arm out was enough to convince the official that he was going for the ball and that he wasn't trying to block off the receiver. He has position right there, and he's allowed to maintain it. The ball is thrown short also.
Second down and 10 from the 31. Kelvin Bryant is gang tackled this time for a loss on the play. Monty Bennett, number 91, leading the defensive charge, along with Dave Browning, 73. Browning had 5 years with the Raiders and a year with the Patriots, former Washington Husky. Monty Bennett played a year with the Saints. He came out of Kansas State. And there are a couple of rough customers on the defensive corner.
You bet they are. Right now they're just trying to inflict as much punishment as they can. Gang tackling Kelvin Bryant, and then I think an attempt to just wear him down, Steve.
Third down and 12. You've seen it going deep. Too long. Pass intended for Willie Collier. Defending was Greenwood, but the ultimate defender in that case was the sideline.
Yes, it was. There was a blitz on, but the offensive line of Baltimore did a good job in giving Christina enough time. Willie Collier just was forced to the sideline. We had no room to make the play.
Sean Ledetta comes in now on 4th and 12 to punt. His first kick was good for 48, and they killed it down around the 1-yard line. Faulkner and Gordon Banks are the two deep people. You know Landetta's going to try to hang that ball as high as he can, and hopefully somebody can get to it.
He may kick it towards the corner, angling for that corner to get it out of bounds. He's kicked 18 out of bounds inside the 20 in the regular season.
Spins it up, a bit of a tail dragger, and Gordon Banks comes up, and Gordon does the smart thing in that instance. He called a fair catch. So they can have the ball up at the 14. Otherwise, I'm sure Baltimore would have covered it much deeper than that.
It's simple physics. Pistons in today's 4-cylinder engines work.
Hebert, a little quick pop out to Carter. Screen play for Anthony, and it works for 4 yards to the 18. Don Fielder is the man that stayed at home and made the defensive play for the Stars. Don, big guy out of Kentucky in his second year.
Defensive unit did a very good job of reading that play. Anthony Carter, with his speed, had he been able to cut inside, pick up a block, could have cut back outside, looking for a little space on that sideline.
Garcia Lane lines up over there on the corner against him. Incidentally, in their college days, Garcia's Ohio State Buckeyes were 3-0 against Anthony's Michigan Wolverines. At least, memory serves me correct. This is Albert Bentley trying to sweep it, cuts it back, and gets to the 21. And they'll need 3 more to keep the ball. Third down coming up. Irv Eatman now of the Stars, the big tackle with Tim Brent.
Limping noticeably on that last series. How's the ankle?
Well, it hurts pretty bad now. It doesn't feel too great, but I mean, this is a championship game. I got to go out there and take it as long as I can. I think I can finish the game on it, but I'm obviously not 100%, but I think I can play well enough to help us win.
All right, now, early on, you told me it felt pretty good. It's getting worse all the way.
Well, what I did, pushing those guys around, there's a lot of pressure on it, and it just kind of reverted back to, say, like a couple of days ago. It's pretty painful, but I got to go with it.
We'll keep an eye on it. Keith?
Third down and 3. Hebert drops. Blitz on from the outside. Pass is incomplete. Garcia Lane knocking it away from Carter, and Anthony is shouting for some justice.
Well, just us.
Just me and you, Garcia.
Just me and you. Me and Garcia Lane. That's the only 2 people. That's the us that was out there. Great pressure was applied to Bobby Hebert, so he has to throw this ball very quickly. I don't know. He is close. We can't tell whether the contact was made.
It was made.
Yeah.
But a game of football is always the caught and the uncaught, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Like many other things in life. Stan Tally's in to punt. Low one. Lane comes up, will turn it. And they get it. 41-yard punt and a 5-yard return by Lane with 2:33 to go.
Another fight flag.
Fight. Mark McCants involved in this one for the Stars.
Let's see who gets caught this time. I have no idea how this one got started.
I think it's McCants and Plummer that got tangled up.
Number 51 of the kicking team.
Yeah, it's Plummer.
That's Plummer, the linebacker. There's Mark McCants, number 20. What we call a hot man. He's on most special teams. All special teams, I think. And he goes down, covers the kickoffs, covers the punts.
Well, now here you have a reverse of what happened before. The kicker was not involved in this one, but again, a penalty against the Oakland Invaders. A personal foul is going to give the Baltimore Stars field position and possession of the ball, first down at the Oakland 41-yard line. And 2:31 to go in the first half. And Burl Sorgan steps in here for a moment, stops it.
The offense of Baltimore lined up very quickly.
Trying to catch him.
Trying to catch him off guard. Oakland, seeing it quickly, got into its defensive formation.
Inside goes to David Riley, and he's still going. Good hard run by David. Derek Martin finally brought him down. David Riley from West Virginia.
Well, David Riley said he thought he'd play a lot more this afternoon, and that he was in pretty good shape.
This afternoon, you got to.
Excuse me, this evening. Sorry. I'm used to doing them in the afternoon. This evening, and this time we get a chance to see that he is in pretty good shape. He gets hit there, keeps the legs going, good balance. He picks up. Well, he's just short of a first down.
Well, you got to look back over the years now. David Riley has been a very prominent member of this offensive unit for 2 seasons, and he was very obvious last year.
Yes, he was.
I mean, all year last year, more so than this.
As an excellent blocker, and you saw where Kelvin Bryant gave him the credit for a key block on Ray Bentley, number 50, when he scored the touchdown. I recall in games years past, he's run the screens so very effectively for this team, cutting back across the field. Some big games against Arizona.
Well, they need about 6 inches. Do you go big here on second down?
I think they can afford it. They can take the chance. They'll come back with third down in the short if they don't get it. Try and get man-to-man coverage. A little play-action pass. Not a bad time to take that chance.
Nope. Bryant goes down to the 28, picks up a couple of yards on the play, and gets the first down for them as we hit the 2-minute mark of the first half of play. It's 14 for Oakland and 14 for Baltimore. And remember now, in the last 2 minutes of each half of the USFL, the clock stops like it does in college ball on each first down.
The USFL, where football
is still a game.
The preceding message was furnished by the United States Football League.
Herschel Walker, who's had all manner of records in the USFL this season, walking into the stadium, and he'll be Tim Brandt's guest at halftime as we present the USFL award winners. We'll also have a comment from Mary Decker Slaney and Zola Budd prior to their race next Saturday over 3,000 meters in London, which you'll see on ABC's Wide World of Sports. And we'll take a look at some of the highlights in the first half. It is first down from the 28 of Oakland for the Stars.
Yellow 58.
Blitz. Bucina ducks it. Runs away from it. Gets his pass away to Bryant. He's got a first down, out of bounds, kills the clock inside the 20.
They had a chance on the blitz. Number 21, Oliver Davis, did not break cleanly through, but he breaks clean enough where he could have grabbed on the chuck. Right here, he just gets sandwiched between. He falls down. But watch here, Reuben Vaughn has a chance to chase him, starts limping, pulls up short. Chuck Bucina has the time and finds Kelvin Bryant, the man who was blocking Oliver Davis when he came in on the blitz.
Clock shows 1:51 to go in the first half.
Vaughn's on the sideline. He may have pulled a hamstring or something, or twisted his ankle.
Kelvin Bryant is out for a play. Back goes Bucina to throw. Gets it off. Incomplete. David Shaw. Angelo Snipes, 59. Young man from West Georgia. Reaching up and almost snared that one and hurt himself a little bit, and he comes out.
Take a look here at Fitzke. The ball was intended for him. Beetle McKeever plays him very well. Loses his balance right there, though. And good thing.
That's complete if Angelo doesn't get a hand on it.
Really, good thing Angelo was there, and Angelo goes off to the sideline.
He's the designated quarterback hunter for the Invaders.
Led the team in sacks with 11.5 on the regular season.
Bryant is back now. Lines up with Wiley.
Oh,
Right up the middle, towards the goal line, touchdown. They blew him away.
Blew him away. Caught him in the blitz. They're not the best dancers in the world, but they get in the end zone often enough to practice. Take a look. The defense is blitzing. Nobody's in the middle once Kelvin Bryant breaks through that line. Everyone's being chased. David Greenwood slips on the turf. He doesn't have a chance to make the stop short of a touchdown. Kelvin Bryant goes in for another. You see at ground level, everybody's up on the offense on the line of scrimmage with the blitz. Nobody's going to catch him at this point. He eases up, does his high step across the line.
Trout for the point. Snap was low. Reardon got it down, and Trout knocked it through. So with 1:41 to play now, that's time for Hebert and company to answer, actually.
Certainly is. But both teams have been very opportunistic. When the other team has made one team has made a mistake, each team has been very quick to capitalize on it. Baltimore capitalizing on the excellent field position after the kickoff and an ensuing penalty. Right here, excellent blocking, catching the team in the blitz. Teamwork. Everybody's doing their share. Baltimore is playing extremely loose.
Well, they've been alternating scoring so far in the ball game. Baltimore first, then Oakland, Baltimore, then Oakland, and now Baltimore. And the Invaders will have 1 minute and 41 seconds to work with, and they have 3 timeouts to play with.
That's Jim Erkenbeck, offensive line coach and offensive coordinator, on his knees in front of Kelvin Bryant. Kelvin got on my case a little bit this week. I had said that he appeared to be out of shape, having to come off the field so often. He cornered me and said, anybody be out of shape when you're running for 76 yards out of there.
They'll put it in the end zone and come out to the 20. As Sean Faulkner, realizing he's about 3 yards deep, he could see that wave of white coming down, having penetrated the wedge. So he didn't want to mess with it. He wants to give Hebert the best field position he can, and that'll be at the 20-yard line. So far, Hebert is 4 out of 7 for 42 yards, and there's the scoring drive. Bryant having taken it in from 17. And so far, from the offensive point of view, Baltimore has been utterly dominant. But it's only 21-14.
With the exception of that last drive where they only had to go 41 yards, they have taken possession at about their own 20-yard line. And they've put together some successful drives.
They got Holloway and Carter lined up together now at the bottom of the picture. Two speedsters. Hebert goes for Gordon Banks, and it's tipped away. Nice play by Garcia Lane.
We talk about the defensive unit being a team, playing as a solid unit, not giving up a lot, creating a situation where one player can come through and make the great play. Oakland has receivers crossing from left to right, and only one going from right to left. Only one receiver, Gordon Banks, going from left to right. Looks like he's going to be wide open, but right here, Garcia Lane gets up in the air, makes a swipe at the ball. It's a big play.
2nd down and 10. Draw play. Albert Bentley to the 26. Upended by Sam Mills and Billy Hardy.
Oakland taking a timeout right here.
With 1:24 to play in the first half. They have 2 remaining. Baltimore has 1 remaining.
Both these head coaches, Charlie Sumner, you see there, conferring with Bobby Hebert, and Jim Moore, are coaches who are always very poised and cool under pressure. They don't get flustered. They try and put together the best possible game plans, and both of them have very flexible game plans. They think something's going to work. They come into it. They try and make it work. They can make adjustments throughout the ball game to make it work better. If it's not working at all, change it around.
Oakland's offense reflecting pretty much the same kind of balance they showed during the course of the regular season. They've thrown 8 times. Bentley has run 6, and Williams has run for 6 plays. Sam Mills came to the sideline for a moment to visit with Vince Tobin, the defensive coordinator for the Stars, and takes the message back to the defensive team, and that's the time remaining in the first half.
A contrasting philosophies. Oakland wanting to go deep with the football. The Baltimore Stars willing to give you things short. They'll bend, but they try not to break.
Mills blitzing. They got him. They had to go across and pick up Mills, and in doing so, Mills showed blitz. They had to adjust for it, and that freed Don Fielder. And it is Fielder who puts Hebert on his back.
You see Mills, number 54, coming in from the top. He picks up John Williams, but he brushes off the block of Ray Penny. He actually knocked Ray Penny off the block, Keith, and allowed him to come in to make the sack.
And it's Baltimore that calls the timeout this time, because it is 4th down and about 14, close to 15. Baltimore killing the clock with 1:20 to play because they know now they get the ball back in pretty good field position.
Watch right here, the pressure. Everybody's coming. And one man gets it. Oh, baby.
Yeah, with Sam Mills, it made it possible for Fielder all the way, wasn't it?
Nice little move. He just came in. He took on John Williams, number 43, but he just brushed Ray Penny off the block of Fielder with his shoulder. Fielder freed up and came on through.
Told Sam he was too short to play in the NFL.
Well,
play on Mercury. Oh, I tell you, over the 3 years that we've been covering the USFL, Sam Mills has made as many good defensive plays as anybody I can think about.
And he's had as many opportunities also. He has not missed a defensive play for this team in the 3 years he's been here. Watch right now. Stan Kelly's a good punter, but Baltimore has everybody on the line. They'll try and go for the block.
10 white shirts. You feel a little outnumbered when you got that many up there, and the punter's sitting back there waiting. The punt's away, though. And it's Lane back at the 38. Finds a hole. and comes back to about the 40. He almost broke that. Number 41, John Sullivan, got a piece of him and hung on for dear life, sacrificing fingers if necessary to hold him.
Garcia did an excellent job. Stan Talley didn't get a lot of height on it. He got the distance, gave Garcia some time. There are 3 people in front of him right now trying to corral him in. He picks up a block, finds a simple opening, a small opening, and just hit it straight down the field.
A tearaway jersey, that could have been 6 points.
You don't allow those things in professional football.
40-yard line of Oakland, and 1:07 to play.
But you could buy a couple of cheap jerseys.
Baltimore working with no timeouts. They'd like to get it close enough for a field goal if they can. Ball is thrown short and taken by Tom Donovan, playing with a very sore hip. Tom is the fellow that likes to do the flips in the end zone when he scores. Clock is running now. 50 seconds. A lot of Nittany Lions on this Stars team. Yesina back. Again has to throw it short, and this is caught by Willie Collier. A Panther from Pitt, brought down by Angelo Snipes. Now they're down to 30 seconds. They've got to go to the sidelines now in order to kill the clock one way or the other. And they probably will be given a shot, though from here it'll be mighty. There's your sideline pattern, but Donovan turned inside. Fusina threw outside. They don't pick up the first down, and let's see if Proud is sent in.
Yep. David Trout goes out in the field.
This is man-sized.
He's capable of kicking it from here.
The ball is at the 38. Trout will put his tee down on the 40. It's a 50-yarder. And at 50 yards, he is 1 out of 5. In the playoffs, he's 0 for 2.
Ten seconds on the 30-second clock.
Well, they got Monty Bennett wandering around on the offensive side of the ball, but they're letting the clock run. There's contact made on the line of scrimmage. Trout's kick is up, and it is.
It looked like it was good. It would have been good, but there's a flag thrown. The 30-second clock shows 0. I don't know whether the clock ran.
Why would they let a defensive player wander around on the offensive side of the ball?
Illegal procedure. Offense.
And the 30-second clock keeps running. It's running again.
Look at the expression on Jim Moore's face. His mouth is open. He couldn't believe the call. I'm trying to figure out what the illegal procedure call was myself.
And moves it. The penalty will move the ball back from the 33 to the 38 and make it a 55-yard field goal try.
Maybe 55 and a half.
Well, now they're organized. They've got 15 seconds remaining in the first half. Hooked it left. He had plenty of leg, but he hooked it left. And so they're turned away at 11 seconds to play, which will give Oakland time to load up and go deep one more time.
The question is, at this stage, what will Charlie Sumner opt to do here? He can try and go deep for one big play and possibly a touchdown.
Throw a Hail Mary.
Throw a Hail Mary pass. Or maybe he'll try and throw a medium route, get the ball down to about the 40 or 35-yard line, and possibly send Novo Bojovic in to try and get 3 points on the board. No, Bojovic.
Well, Oakland's got a couple of timeouts. They might pick up 15, 20 yards and be able to call time and give them a chance. They really need 25 yards to give Novo even a decent chance at it. Hebert throws it underneath to Bentley. Albert's got a first down, but he's knocked down, and that uses up a lot of time. Only 2 seconds remaining now. It took 9 seconds for that play, and he is brought down at the 48 of the Stars. I don't believe Novo Bojovic. I don't believe anybody can kick a field goal from there.
He's standing right there next to Charlie Sumner, just off to his left, our camera or our TV picture right.
All right.
You see him right there.
Be a 65-yarder.
Thank you, George, for the shot.
Well, he was doing a sales job, but I don't think the coach was listening. Put another garlic in your shoe, Novo.
Someone asked Novo what this game would come down to. He said, me.
Well, the Tampa Bay game certainly did, though he had missed a chip shot earlier, but he got it when it counted most.
Now, one of the things I think you would hate to have is a kicker or field goal kicker who comes into a ball game to win it for you on his foot, and he doesn't believe in himself. He probably saw a little history right there. They're playing deep in the secondary of Baltimore. Jonathan Sutton is backing up to his 10-yard line. Everybody else is on about the 20.
Hebert throws it as hard as he can for Carter, and Carter got his hands on it and can't hold on. Anthony Carter got his hands on it and had a decent chance at catching it.
Well, I'll tell you, your heart has to stop just for a moment when you see a receiver, even in the crowd, come this close to grabbing onto it. Look at all the people back there in white jerseys. The ball goes up right there through his arms. He makes the next effort for it. If he gets that hand underneath, he's got a chance to catch it.
Few people concentrate as well as in a crowd as he, but he does not hold on. And the halftime score: Baltimore Stars 21, Oakland Invaders 14. Back with the halftime activities after this message and a word from our local stations. And Dave Trout kicks off for the Baltimore Stars. A high hanging kick that goes to Sean Faulkner at the 3. And he's to the 17, and that'll do it. All right, Oakland is 15-0 when they score first, right?
Right.
They're
0-4-1.
That philosophy or whatever, superstition, is gone by the boards. Now, I would think this is a terribly important series right here for the Baltimore Stars as we see the halftime stats, and there's an injured man for Baltimore.
As you can see there, that Baltimore has dominated statistically in this ball game because they have taken the ball, marched it on that opening drive 80 yards. They've taken other times in the first half, marched it a good part of the field to get some points, use up the clock. They've also made some mistakes. The interception that Greenwood turned into a touchdown, and of course the penalty against David Trout after a kickoff gave them the field position, allowed them to score.
Number 66, Larry McCoy of Lamar is the man shaken up on the kickoff team. It may be that Larry just had his bell rung a little bit. He seems to be all right, and now he's going to walk off the field. Well, now, I raised the question, Lynn Swan, because you see the injury happen here. Well, he actually banged into his own man. Yeah. In each of the playoff games, the Oakland Invaders came out in the first possession of the third quarter and boom, stuck in the end zone. Let's see if they can do it against the Baltimore Stars. They start just outside their own 16-yard line. Bobby Hebert to throw. Goes in between people for Anthony Carter, and the pass is too low. AC can't come up with it. It'll be second down and 10. Bobby Hebert, Northwest Louisiana, played with a lot of injuries the last 2 seasons in college. And though he was well rated by the scouts, he literally is a total free agent when this game is complete.
And I think there are a lot of people who would like to have his services. That's another look at Anthony Carter as he went down low trying to make that catch.
Not particularly impressive numbers in this ball game for this man so far. Albert Bentley sweeping. Not a whole lot. The Stars' defensive very well, particularly Sam Mills, who was at the bottom of the defensive play.
Keith, you talk about the Oakland Invaders and how they came out in the playoff games that preceded this one and did very well in the second half of play. One of the things that they do is they come in and they put in number 70 Steve Wright and number 65 Reggie Irving and number 56 Tom Tenure in on that offensive line. And that's the right side of the offensive line. People that haven't played in the first half. They're fresh. They'll play the third quarter, and then the starters will come back in.
On 3rd and 5, Hebert loops one for Carter. Anthony's got it, gets a block, but he is caught from behind by Mike Johnson, a trailing linebacker. However, he does have a first down, and Hebert was lucky to get that one off.
He was very lucky to get it off, an exceptional pass under the circumstances. He was able to put touch on that ball, loaded into Anthony Carter, while there was a man wrapped around his waist. You see here, number 95, Fuller came in from the outside. Who was that there? Looked like number 96, Don Fielder, who came in and wrapped himself around Bobby Hebert's waist as he threw that pass.
Carter's second catch in the ball game. First down at the 39. Carter's out for the moment. Stars playing games on defense. Got Lush up, showing blitz. Now he drops off, and Hebert takes a deep drop, goes down the middle. The pass is caught by Paul Bergman, a tight end. And I'm not so sure, but what that may not be Paul Bergman's first catch as a member of the Oakland Invaders. It is. Very first catch.
Well, if you're going to have an impact, this is the best time to do it.
He bumped around from place to place, didn't play for a long time, and finally wound up in Oakland. Ball at the 47. All-American at UCLA, so he knows what he's doing out there. Second down and 2 from the 47 as John Williams gets around the corner and takes the ball for a first down on the Baltimore side, out of bounds at the 44. You don't figure Williams, he's sneaky fast. He just simply, as he's running down looking for the crack or to turn the corner, he doesn't show you all of his speed, but once he hits that corner, he turns it on.
He had a little help on that particular play with number 88, Gordon Banks, giving him a great block on number 26, Jonathan Sutton. So when he got to that corner, he had some room to turn upfield.
First down, Invaders.
3 wide receivers.
Tie it up. Hebert all day. Down the middle for Carter. And he's got it and thrown out of bounds down around the 27-yard line. Hard to get a real clean shot on him. Mike Lush had loaded his cannon, but he didn't really get him clean.
Actually, Lush makes contact, I think, about the 25-yard line and was driving him back. I'm very surprised, Keith, that they didn't give him the mark at the 25.
Yeah, he was right there, wasn't he?
He was right there. Mike Lush makes the contact and drives him back. They should give him that forward progress.
Carter's out.
Notwithstanding, it's still an excellent catch. The ball is at the 27-yard line.
Bergman's back in. And Hebert gives the ball to Bentley. And Bentley goes from the 27 to about the 23.
So Anthony Carter coming in and out of the ball game. Both defensive units here this evening are trying to make it a very physical ball game. Everybody's coming up, gang tackling, trying to pop the ball loose, trying to create the mistakes.
Second down, about 6. Carter, and he dropped it. The ball was tipped. Ball was tipped, and AC was coming back to it, falling down, and the ball just slithered beyond his reach.
Well, I couldn't tell whether that ball was actually thrown for number 32, Albert Bentley, or whether it was intended for Anthony Carter.
I think it was looking at Carter.
He had enough on it to get to AC, but Bentley looked like he was a man. You see Bentley crossing right there. I think it was for Bentley.
Yeah,
he doesn't make the catch and tips it up in the air, and Carter had a second chance on the ball but couldn't make it.
It is third down, about 6. Third quarter, 21-14. Stars lead. Hebert's going to run with it and pick up a first down and a lot more as the big Cajun gets inside the 5-yard line.
Number 95, William Fuller, Keith. He seemed to have gotten trapped in that pass rush and gets up very slowly. But let's take a look at number 1, Anthony Carter, and watch the hold right here. They grab him right there. Gibson reaches for everything he can, bumping him all downfield. He's not called for it. Bobby Hebert does a good job making his decision to run.
It is first down and goal at the 4-yard line, and Tom Newton, the big man, comes into the backfield. Lines up with John Williams. Newton has the ball. And Tom goes down about the 3, maybe the 2.
The Stars are indicating it's a fumble. Nope, the official holds up 2 fingers. Second down. Oakland maintaining possession.
I think Jeff Wisker's the man who covered the ball. That would be number 62, big guy out of Michigan State, left guard.
Charlie Sumner had everybody gathered around him. Still
I tell you, Charlie Sumner rivals Earl Weaver on the sidelines. He's at least a pack and a half in.
All the receivers were gathered around him. They wanted to go back in and try a pass play. But he's got his run offense in. He's got tackles. Number 74, Ray Penny, and Steve Wright at tight end.
Albert Bentley. And into the end zone, tipped away. No pass intended for Bentley by Hebert. And there was nothing but a crowd on that side. Bobby trying to force it in. So it is third down and goal. The ball is at, well, it's inside the 3 actually, and officially it would go in the books as a 2-yard play.
Credit George Jameson, number 58, for creating the pressure right there on the outside. He comes through, forces Bobby Hebert to get rid of this ball in a hurry. It doesn't give him a lane to run since his receivers are
You know
covered.
what? Jim Mora and Vince Tobin think that Oakland's going to throw it again because of the defensive changes they just made, I think.
But they'll have people plugged that middle.
And they are going to try to throw it. Hebert rolling out. Throws it high in the back of the end zone, and the pass is incomplete. Intended for Mike Schumann and Billy Hardee, who had just came in. Messed up the play. And Garcia Lane comes off the field, holding the back of his leg. Might be a cramp.
Well, no, it's probably his hamstring.
The
hamstring was injured going into the game last week. He came in and still played well. This week, he did not do a lot in practice. Tried to protect that leg. Matter of fact, I saw him trying to bend over, pick up a ball in practice, and he could not really, he didn't want to bend that leg, Keith, and stretch out the muscle. Taking another look at the attempted pass play. No real pressure on him that time. Schulman comes open for a second, but Hebert just floats the ball high.
Bojovic is in for a field goal try of 19 yards. And nails it. At 9:28 to go then in the third quarter, the Oakland Invaders don't get the tying point, but they at least get something out of the possession. It is now a 21-17 4-point Stars lead. And they did get 3 to make it 21-17, and now they will kick off with Mark McCants, Gary Worthy, and Tom Donovan. The 3 deep people. Bojovic hits this one very deep into the end zone. McCants going to bring it. And Mark comes on out to the 25-yard line. And for once, we don't have a penalty flag nor a fist fight on a kick return. With 9:17 to go in the third quarter. Playoff games, and the Stars have never scored a point. in the third quarter.
In last week's ball game, we thought that Birmingham would have a chance to close the gap when they were behind by 21 in the third period, but they were not able to.
Our start, first down from their 25. Fusino goes up on top with it inside to the 30-yard line to Tom Donovan. Coming across the middle. That play's been available to them all night. It doesn't give you a whole lot. It's worth 5 yards.
Certainly has been.
Mark McCants is the man they're working on right there.
Another man who was also hurt on that play was 59, Angelo Snipes, the designated pass rusher for the Oakland Invaders. We'll try and find out what his condition is.
Second down, 4.5. Kelvin Bryant. Stopped, almost stock still, waiting for something to happen. The hole opened, and he cut it right on back against the grain and picks up a first down. Greenwood and Plummer, the tackle for Oakland. Chuck Fusina will nickel and dime you to death. You take what you give him.
No, you come down. Come down.
Throws it in the seats. Felt the pressure coming. Really didn't have anybody. And dumped it.
Defensive unit. Monte Bennett, number 91. Tim Moore, number 92. All charging in, closing the gap. Dave Browning, number 73. Not doing anything fancy, just driving it home.
Chuck, a little better than 61% on his passing during the course of the season, but he didn't have the kind of a season he had last year.
Roll 58.
Had a lot of injuries.
Take the wheel.
Labored some.
Roll 58.
Bryant bounces outside. And then is caught, turns it back for 1 yard, and it was number 54, Ed Smith, who had penetrated defensively. So now the Stars are looking at third down and long, 9. Do you think we're going to see Bryant move up into a slot?
I think we could see him move to the outside. He would be the fastest player on the offensive unit for Baltimore, putting him up on the slot or at least close to a wing position, give him a better chance downfield, possibly on a matchup with a linebacker.
Got 3 wides now. Send Collier in motion. And Fusina's got a problem. Back at the 20. It was Doug Holly, number 99, that made the first move on him. And it was Doug Holly who made a big sack on the quarterback in each of the playoff games that helped the Oakland Invaders win a ball game. And after Holly had been involved in forcing Fusina to vacate the pocket, Carl Sullivan came in to put him down, number 96.
Those sacks were extraordinarily important in the timing in that ball game, as the opponents were mounting drives that could have been very effective in changing the outcome of the game.
Now the Stars need a big one from Sean Landetta. He's kicked 48 and 23, but each with a different purpose. Gets it off, not as long as his average, and Sean Faulkner comes up to make a fair catch. And so Oakland gets the ball back in very good field position. They're just short of their own 44-yard line with 6 minutes and 23 seconds to play in the third quarter. The football in the USFL. And the Oakland Invaders with the ball, 44-yard line, first down, 6:22 to go third quarter, clock running now, and the Stars leading 21-17.
We already know that Baltimore has never scored in the third period, so we want to see if they can overcome that. Also, Oakland has scored 24 points in the third period in their last 2 playoff games, so this might be an important time for them to catch up.
Bentley. A couple. Tim Brandt now.
Keith, I just talked to the Oakland team doctor, and he told me at halftime that he had to put 5 sutures in the knee of Anthony Carter. Now, it is the left knee, the same knee that he tore open a couple of weeks ago and had to miss a game near the end of the regular season. He cut it. He says he's fine. He put the sutures in. Anthony said he wanted to get back in the ball game. He's in, and if you notice, he's not even limping, but he does have the sutures. They had to sew up his knee at half.
Yeah, he cut it. He ran into some kind of an obstruction.
Yeah,
really slashed it open.
Yeah, the sutures don't really affect anything structurally in his knee, but it's just very painful. It's on the surface.
Newton is in the backfield now, 2nd down and 7. And Hebert throwing. Derek Holloway, the little man from Arkansas, catching the ball, getting away from Garcia Lane. Holloway has been a big play man for the Michigan Panthers the first 2 years, and now the Oakland Invaders this year.
He was a starter for the Michigan Panthers. Coming over here to Oakland with Gordon Banks, he became the 3rd receiver. But he comes in the ball game, and when you're playing man-to-man coverage, it's difficult to stop him. If you're going to play Anthony Carter with double coverage, or if you're going to take a chance and double cover Gordon Banks, he was going to get open on the one-on-one coverage.
Has awakened in this half. They picked up 124 yards in the first half. Totally, they had 101. Hebert gives inside to Albert Bentley. And Bentley moves it from the 26 to about the 23. Amazingly quick quarter. My goodness. Slightly more than 4 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter. And right now I'm betting the Stars hope this thing gets over with quick. Because the 3rd quarter is becoming a black cloud.
Yes, it has been. And with 4:03 to go here, it looks like it may continue so.
No, one gap.
See the gap being closed in total yardage.
2nd down and 7 from the 23. Hebert throws for Anthony Carter, and Anthony slaps the ball away in frustration. The pass was thrown too high.
Yeah, I don't understand why he floated that ball up so high. It's a quick screen. He's got to get this ball out very quickly. Look at the cushion Anthony Carter has. What he wants right here is just a bullet right to his chest so he can get the ball and take off. You throw the ball high like that, you can get hurt.
Well, Dave Ofer was there in the picture, 94, but I don't believe Dave was an obstructive factor for Hebert. Just looped it.
Bobby Hebert is 6 feet 4 inches tall. There aren't too many people that should be an obstruction to him.
You're right. Case closed. 3rd and 7. They got Hebert running. He throws for Carter, and it's intercepted in the end zone. And it'll come out to the 20. Scott Werner, the nickelback. Bobby Hebert doesn't throw the ball that well when you make him run.
On the run, he is not a strong passer. Doug Flutie on the run is a better passer than he is when he drops straight back. That's why he rolls out so often. When Bobby Hebert cannot set his feet, he throws a floater. He's done it several times in the game. He starts to scramble like he's going to run. He sees Carter open for a second. Mike Lush comes right across in the picture. If the ball wasn't as high, he might have picked it off.
Of course, he didn't want to try to return the ball, because if he had made an obvious effort at bringing it out and he'd been knocked down in the end zone, they could have declared a safety on him, and he wasn't going to go very far anyway. And Scott Werner's too smart to try something like that anyhow. So he just put it down in the end zone where they'll have it out at the 20.
That ball just floats up in the air. Anthony Carter did not have a chance.
Nope. Well, the key was they made Hebert run.
Like a lot of people, I'm taking better care of my body.
In the ball game, and as I said, coming back for the second half, the team that cuts out the mistakes, I think, would come away with the victory here. That's the first big one we've seen here in the second half.
Yusina gives to Alan Harbin.
Fumble.
Fumbles a football, and the Invaders have got it back. David Shaw covered the loose ball. And the Stars can't get out of the 3rd quarter woods.
We'll take another look. Ball's going to Alan Harvin. He's in the crowd there. It looks like he just gets hit several people. Bentley, number 50, in there. And the ball just goes out of his hands, a slow roll until David Shaw jumps on it.
And the ball is put down at the 24 of Baltimore. First down, Oakland, with 3:10 to go in the third quarter.
So fate is a fickle woman.
Well, they go at it differently this time. John Williams takes it down close to the 20 and takes a mighty wallop from Sam Mills.
Sam Mills, only 5'9". It's very difficult to get lower than Sam Mills and take him off.
He got almost to the 20. The second down, the long 6. Tom Newton now lines up, the big man, 240-pounder, as a blocking back. Once in a while, they hand it to him. Hebert gives it to Williams again, and John Williams pounds his way to a first down about the 11-yard line.
He got excellent blocking from the left side of the line. Number 56, George Cooper, and number 27, Mike Less, come up for the stop.
Yeah, you know what I like, though, Swanee?
What?
Number 29, little Derek Holloway, came flying in motion and got his helmet involved, too. He's in there trying to whack somebody around.
These receivers are small in height, but they do not lack the courage and the desire to go in and block and throw their bodies into the middle of all the action.
Bentley is back, but Williams is the I-back. It's first down, just short of the 11. Ball goes to John Williams. And John, his typical determined self, is down to about the 8.
The offensive line for Oakland is really teeing off now, and look at what's happened here in the second half. Look at the total yards in the first half. Oakland 101. Total yards in this half, let's talk about just the third period of play. Oakland 122 yards compared to Baltimore's 11. Simply, Baltimore hasn't had the ball and turned it over.
Yep. Ball just inside the 8.
Seven seconds on the 30-second clock. Bobby Hebert did not like what he saw.
Well, he was one to call, one to check off, and he looked at the clock and saw he did not have time to effect the check off, and so he has to spend a timeout.
If you just ask for a light beer.
Good man. Interesting to note, I don't see Pete Kugler in the defensive alignment for Baltimore.
He's sitting on the bench. He hasn't been in most of this drive, and I think that's one of the reasons why this team has opted to go down the middle. You see them working on him there on the bench. They're trying to cut tape off his hands. I don't know what his injury is at this point, if it really is an injury.
This will be a 7-yard play if they get it. It is second down. All just outside the Baltimore 7 with 51 seconds to go in the third quarter. Scott Werner shows blitz. So does Mike Lush. And they're coming, and he gets it away. And Carter, touch. The fade route, and Carter got away from Garcia Lane that time. And Hebert took a tremendous wallop as he released the ball.
That is exactly what I was talking about. You see Garcia Lane, number 47, having difficulty getting up. He is down on that sideline, the man that Anthony Carter beat on the play. I said at the top of the show, Baltimore will blitz. The key will be if under this pressure, Bobby Hebert can get the ball away, and his receivers in man-to-man coverage can come up with a play to get the ball for the scores, for the big plays. Anthony Carter does it here. Excellent play, excellent pass by Bobby Hebert. Look at fielder number 96 as he gets right in his face. Hands up in the air, but Bobby Hebert, 6'4", is able to get it away, floats it to the outside, and Garcia Lane is down. And I have to believe, again, that's his hamstring.
Well, they're working on both legs now. It could be a cramp, too. It's kind of a hot and muggy night. AC finally wins one. And the Oakland Invaders have gone to the lead, 23-21, with 46 seconds to play in the third quarter. Yeah, I think it's cramps.
Yep.
Charlie Sumner made it very clear that he was not going to participate, nor would his team, in any kind of a mayor's parade in Oakland. If somebody else wanted to have it, fine, but if the mayor was involved, nothing doing as far as Charlotte's concerned. And Baltimore people, well, there's some disagreement as to how they're going to handle that. As a matter of fact, they're not going to have one if Baltimore wins tomorrow. Here's the kickoff going to Scott Werner. And the former Bulldog from Georgia gets it out to about the 24. The city of Baltimore, mayor's office indicating to the team, we're told, by team representatives that they wanted to have the victory parade for the Stars tomorrow, Monday, which meant they'd have to charter airplanes and spend $10,000 to $15,000 to go down and then come back to get their vehicles they drove here. So they're just simply not going to do it. And my suggestion was the Stars, in keeping with the tradition of the season, ought to have their victory party at a truck stop on I-95.
They just might.
Offside.
The kicking team on the penalty flag called offside. Scott Werner returned the ball out to around the 25.
Hit pretty hard by a few people, and they wrestled him down, piled on top. Scott Werner was kicking all the way at the bottom of the pile and got up with a semi-swing. Didn't hit anyone.
What are they going to do? Make him kick it again? Looks like it.
Looks like it. Real rough ball game here, and everybody's going after her. Everyone else, even the kicker. Novo grabbing the little face mask. He's not going to take him on.
That's another mismatch. That's Ron Crosby, a linebacker from Penn State.
Well, that kicker's open target. Every once in a while, you'll see a team on the kickoff return unit send one man right after the kicker. Say if you get a chance to give him a clean shot, give it to him. Might shake him up. He might be a little sore, and if the game comes down to him kicking a field goal at the end, maybe he just might be too stiff to get it through.
Oh, man, you were off.
He'll kick it from the 30 with 34 seconds remaining in the third quarter. 24-21, Oakland leads. That's a very short kickoff, and a fair catch is called. Now, Mike, you can't run it. Can't return it. He called a fair catch.
Number 21, Oliver Davis, pointed it out to the official.
He got a bad mark, too. He caught the ball, I think, up around the 26-27, didn't he? And they marked him all the way back at the 25. A moment with Tim Brandt as he talks to Carter.
All right, we talk about the touchdown first. It looked like the 30-second clock was going to expire. Why?
Yeah, Bobby tried to pick up the blitz, and he ended up audible, and we had 1 second left, so I had to outroute, and luckily we got the play off.
Let me take you back a few plays before that when you had the opportunity before. The screen they set up where Bobby overthrew you looked like a touchdown.
Yeah, he was telling me that the ball is getting very, very slippery, so we tried to put a towel on the guard to try to keep his hand as dry as possible.
All right, Keith, he's wearing a fresh towel now.
Kelvin Bryant. Big effort. And goes across the 35 and it has a first down. David Shaw and John Sullivan finally brought him down. And I'm pretty sure the Baltimore Stars are going to let the time run out at the end of the third quarter. Anything to get out of the third quarter for the Stars. This USFL championship game between the Stars and the Oakland Invaders will continue after this message and a word from our local station. A 3-point margin for Oakland.
On behalf of Burger King, I am pleased to announce that we have just changed the Whopper.
Hold it, Burger Brain. Nobody changes the Whopper.
We expect
points separating Baltimore and Oakland as we go to the final period of play. The USFL title game on ABC, being brought to you by Budweiser, the king of beers. Reach for that distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser. For all you do, this Bud's for you. And by Chevrolet. See today's Chevy, drive today's Chevy, live today's Chevy. From the 36-yard line, Baltimore's ball, first down. Going into the final quarter of play, and Chuck Fusina looking to throw. Hasn't found anybody yet. Now gets it off, and it's out of bounds, incomplete. Kelvin Bryant finally broke sort of free, though there were 3 linebackers right there with him.
No place to put the ball. Now that third period is over, Keith, a little bit of USFL football trivia. After 8 playoff games, the Stars have not scored a single point. And you look at the statistics, and you see that history, that tendency to be somewhat lax in the third period has allowed the Oakland Invaders to catch up.
And go ahead.
And all of the Oakland Invaders' third quarter scores and touchdowns in playoffs have been Bear to Carter touchdown passes.
Bryant is out. Fusina back to throw. Gets it off, and it is incomplete. The pass intended for Scott Fitzke, and it was just simply too high. Well, they're not showing a whole lot of anything different here in the early moments of the fourth quarter.
No, after being burned for a touchdown by Fitzke early in the ball game, number 36, Vito McKeever, has come back to play very well. That was he who was covering on Fitzke that last pass play.
It's 3rd down and 10. It's not raining, is it? I can't see any.
No, it's not raining. It's just water draining off the top deck.
Bryant is back.
Yellow 58.
Oakland shows blitz. Fusina gets it off and throws it out of bounds. He had the possibility of David Riley. He had Riley isolated out there on David Shaw and Angelo Snipes. Snipes, who's a very fast linebacker, who had been outrun by David Riley on the play, but Chuck couldn't touch the ball into him, and so they've got to punt it away.
No, he couldn't. Football very often when you're throwing the ball becomes a game of geometry and the angles that you're looking to put the ball in or that you have in order to throw the ball. That time Snipes just took the angles away.
Charlie Sumner sends 2 men deep this time, Sean Faulkner and Gordon Banks. He does not want that punt from Sean Landetta bouncing around. Catch the ball. High kick. And it does bounce anyway. They call fair catch. They let it go, and it cost them. My goodness. Frank Broyles have a fit. Catch the ball. He called fair catch and then let it go. A 52-yard punt.
Nothing makes a truck work as hard as the Baja one.
Business at hand. USFL, where football is still a game.
The preceding message was furnished by the United States Football League.
Pete Kugler is back in at nose tackle now for the Baltimore Stars. 14 minutes, 28 seconds to play in this title game, and the Oakland Invaders on the ball just outside their own 12. And they lead 24-21.
Had to get to his finger that was dislocated. They had to cut him out of all the arm pads and straps that most defensive linemen that he wears on his hand.
Bobby Hebert hands the ball to Albert Bentley. Bentley is good for 3 as he gets up to about the 15.
If Oakland had a bigger lead, then you could really look for them to use Albert Bentley and John Williams even more than they have in this ball game to consume that clock while they're moving it down the field. But with only a 3-point lead, they still have to keep an open offense, mix up the runs with the passes, still have to play loose football because Chuck Fusina at any moment can bring that offense down the field. Kelvin Bryant's playing a great football game.
Oakland's running game is averaging just under 6 yards per carry tonight. Pretty good average.
Yep. Ran out of time.
He ran out of time. He ran out of time.
False start. Number 74. Offense.
They call it false start, but the 30-second clock had expired too. Ray Penny making a little move from his tackle spot, and it cost him 5.
Shame on you, Ray. Didn't we teach you better than that in Pittsburgh? Maybe a little noise.
Ball is back on the 10. It's 2nd down and 13. Hebert drops to his end zone. and bounces the ball in front of Albert Bentley.
He had all the time in the world to just stand there, Keith, take his time, nice, easy pass, no pressure. Offensive line was doing a great job. They had 3 people blocking on 2 in one area, 2 people blocking on another rusher on the other side, nobody putting pressure up the middle, no blitz, and an open receiver.
Oh, don't make it sound so easy.
No, that was easy. That one was easy. You have to execute. Look at their field position. Make it all too easy for the Baltimore offense to go down and score or get a field goal in time.
3rd down and 13. Hebert being chased. Gets his pass off, and it is incomplete, and he's lucky to get it back. That was almost picked off. Anthony Carter out there, George Cooper, the man covering, and sure enough, you get a little scuffle. William Fuller was the man pursuing Bobby Hebert. But it's going to bring up 4th down. Stan Talley is going to have to kick it from around his goal line, and certainly Baltimore ought to come out of here with pretty good field position.
They should. This time they get a 4-man rush. Anthony Carter again makes a big play, seeing that he cannot make the catch. He just unloads. You see Bobby Hebert gets unloaded on, but Carter can't make the catch here. He makes sure that nobody else can make it, not even big George Cooper.
Stan should hit it right around the goal line. Stan Talley, top punter in the league. There's no pressure. Not his best one. Garcia Lane circles at the 48 and goes down at the 49 of Oakland. It was almost a clip, but the Baltimore man pulled away just in time. It is a 43-yard punt. It is a 4-yard return. Baltimore 1st down on the Oakland 49 with 12:58 to play in the game.
Go for the lean. Arby's Lean Super Roast Beef Sandwich. Lean.
Freeland and Pernell Whitaker, and they're moving up. They're taking on tougher and tougher people with each fight. And also Mary Decker Slaney and Zola Budd running 3,000 meters live from London. And from the 49-yard line, the Baltimore Stars will go to work. That's the Oakland 49. Busina gives the ball to Kelvin Bryant. And Bryant runs into David Greenwood, and it's a draw as they wrestle to the sidelines, and Kelvin picked up about 6 yards. This is the 4th drive that has started for Baltimore in Oakland territory, and the other 3 possessions in which the Stars had the ball starting on the Oakland side of the field, they scored 2 touchdowns and then missed a field goal. Of course, it was a 55-yarder, but had plenty of leg on it.
Bobby Hebert staying loose on the sidelines. That's why it was so important, I felt, Keith, for them to really move that ball when they were backed up deep in their own territory. Field position has not come easily to any one of these ball clubs.
Inside man Riley, and David Riley finally gets the ball tonight and goes for a 1st down. He carried it one time in the 1st half, and he just banged it through there this time down to about the 36. I like David Riley. I think he is a tough customer. He will knock you around.
David can be physical. He's not the fastest guy in the world, but he has good form, good technique.
36 of Oakland. Busina goes to Riley one more time. Finally does get around the corner on a block by Tom Donovan. And looks like he might have another 1st down. And looks like he might have run out of gas, too. He's getting up slowly.
David said he's in real good shape. He had that right guard, number 69, Chuck Comiskey, leading on the play, and he nails number 50, Ray Bentley. Right here, you see it coming up. Right here, knocks him back, slows up the pursuit, and Tom Donovan screening off the cornerback. Riley finds some room on the outside before number 41, John Sullivan, comes over to make the play.
And it's not a 1st down. They've marked him a couple of yards short. Alan Harvin is in, and Riley is out. Bryant, the I-back. Got some movement on the offensive front.
False start, number 69, offense.
Chuck Comiskey probably hadn't got his wind back after working so hard on the previous play. He's flagged for The move, the crowd. And I suppose a lot of folks have been waiting to hear this because so many people were suggesting 25,000. Here's your crowd. 49,263. 49,263. That is, however, the smallest in 3 championship games. Here goes Kelvin Bryant into the middle. And Bryant on 2nd down and 6. Got it down just inside the 30. They've got to go to the 26 to get their first down. So here comes Willie Collier and Scott Fitzke into the ball game. And number 82 also comes in. That's Victor Harrison.
All that jostling inside the big people. Remind you that Chuck Comiskey is wearing a microphone, a small microphone placed in his helmet.
It is 3rd down and a long 3. Close to 4. Collier's got it. And a first down. Caught it in front of Vito McKeever. Just a simple little slant. But Willie's quick.
Baltimore expecting the blitz on that play. Had Willie Collier out of the University of Pittsburgh coming inside on the quick slant. Good little move off the line of scrimmage. Obviously, his broken clavicle is not affecting him. It's mended well enough.
Kelvin Bryant coming around the corner and runs out of real estate.
Now, if you don't think bodies are flying out there, Gary Plummer, 51's in that play. David Greenwood came flying up the field to take out the lead blocker on the play. Left Bryant naked, and if you didn't see it, boy, you certainly can hear it.
Got 3 yards, 2nd down and 7. The ball is at the Oakland 19. 24-21. Invaders lead with 9:55 to play in the game. Kelvin Bryant goes in the middle. He stood up down around the 17. Now we get a little ruckus between Bill Dugan and one of the Oakland Invaders defensive linemen. Dugan coming in trying to protect Kelvin Bryant. Laid a lick on somebody who didn't take kindly to it.
Maybe they're getting ready to try and take on some of the Olympic boxers next Saturday.
I don't think so. First place, there's nobody small enough to box Sweet Pea Whitaker. Carter could square off.
Anthony Carter,
no,
probably.
He's too big. No, he's too big.
Derek Holloway.
160 pounds.
Derek Holloway.
Riley is back in, along with Harvin and Chuck Fusina. Doesn't like the circumstance, and he's also running out of time on the 30-second clock. And so rather than force it and make a mistake, he spends a timeout. His team trailing by 3 with 9:06 to play.
Where does Kellogg's Apple Raisin Crisp cereal get its homemade taste?
Homemade taste?
Does Apple Raisin...
For ABC's Wide World of Sports next Saturday. We've already told you about what's going to be happening. It'll be a fun show. Not in that one. Well, now, we've got 3rd down and 5. The ball is just barely inside the 17 of the Oakland Invaders. Baltimore Stars have it. The Invaders lead by 3. And I'm not going to suggest to you that this is anything other than a substantial play in the ebb and flow of this game. He's got Collier. And Collier makes it 1st and goal near the 7 in front of David Greenwood.
And he comes out of the ball game. Willie Collier going in
penalty
on
flag.
3rd down plays. See who this one is against.
Holding. Number 24 defense. Penalty decline.
They'll take the play, obviously. The call was against Derek Martin and moves the ball 1st and goal for Baltimore at the Oakland 7 with 8:40 to play in the ball game. Well, if they stick it in the end zone, they'll lead by 4.
Which means Oakland will have to score a touchdown.
Dog, you got it?
He ran it behind Comiskey, Eatman, and Folsom.
The fourth man on the play for the Oakland Invaders, number 31, David Greenwood. He is the man that has to turn this play inside. Now watch the severe angle he takes as he blitzes in here. He takes out David Rowley there, but in doing so, he gives up the outside to a very quick Kelvin Bryant. If he had been able to stand up David Rowley on that play, Keith, and play off the block as opposed to bending down and taking him on, he might have had a chance to make the play on Kelvin.
Dave Trout kicks the point good. 28-24. The Stars back to the lead.
All the pursuit from the backside was just cut down. Low chopping blocks. That was Comiskey, number 69, out there blocking on number 51, Gary Plummer. You see him out there. He's a big man, but he moves very well laterally. Stands him up, then pushes him back.
And as usual, in playoff games and title games, Kelvin Bryant is having a big game. He's run for 102 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Here's 4x4 news from Chevy Trucks. Now there's low 8.8 financing on new full-size K10 and 20 pickups for an average savings of about $1,500 on 4x4 Chevys. An average savings of about $1,300 on two-wheel drive pickups. Big Chevy work trucks, 2- and 4-wheel drive. 8.8 financing on full-size Chevy trucks. Nothing works harder for your buck. Nothing works like a Chevy truck.
You wake up 2 hours earlier to do what's best for your body.
Give your body the best.
You work up a big sweat doing it.
Give your body the best.
You need the best deodorant soap you can buy.
Give your body the best with Safeguard. It's better than all the rest. It's Safeguard.
Only fresh-smelling Safeguard has an unbeatable combination of rich, thick lather and deodorant protection. That makes it the best deodorant soap you can buy.
Give your body the best. Give it Safeguard.
Let's go back to the point we made a moment ago, that in the possessions that Baltimore has had and started on the Oakland side of the field, now they have scored 3 touchdowns and missed the 1 field goal, the 55-yarder.
Football, as I said, a game of opportunity, and they have taken advantage of just about every gift, save one, that Oakland has given them.
Kickoff is bouncing around, and Faulkner having trouble getting a hold of it. He's got a problem now. Back on the 3. Here comes the nerves.
Ball bounced around. Sean Faulkner couldn't get a hold of it.
You get into a circumstance like that where you can't get a hold of the confounded thing, you just want to stop for a minute and yell, "Help!"
That's right. The ball, he slips and the ball bounced high. He thought he could grab it, but then he lost a handle on it. Lost all the timing on his blocking up front, and that was it. He had committed. He had no other place to go.
And so the Invaders have to start just short of their own 4-yard line, trailing by 4 with 7:47 to play. Hebert quickly to Gordon Banks. And the yard short of the first down. Kelvin Bryant now with Tim Brandt.
Kelvin, when you took that corner, it looked like Greenwood had shut it down and closed it back in, but then you got help inside.
Yeah, we practiced all week. See, Greenwood, he's just coming in and try to cut the play back inside. And Duck made a great block, and Big Chuck Comiskey was pulling around there, and he got the inside linebacker Plummer.
He's the one who took Plummer out?
Yeah, he did.
All right, Keith. Hey, Keith, tell Swanee that the big guy, KB, says he still feels fresh.
He looks like it, too.
2nd down and 1. Williams for the first down to the 20. Big John. And that gets the clock rolling. But it gives the Invaders some room.
I'd like to remind you all that this is as close to a rematch of the first championship game ever played in the USFL as you could get. with Michigan, who played against Philadelphia in that game, merging with Oakland. And that ball game, with very little time left to play, it was Bobby Hebert to Anthony Carter for a touchdown that brought them back and gave them the championship.
Blue 77! Blue 77!
John Williams, good blocking on the corner, and he gets around it. And then loses his balance as he starts to cut back. But he makes a big play out of it up across the 35.
Oh. Everything except for losing his balance. That was a great run, Keith. He almost...
Well, watch the blocking.
Blocking is tremendous. He gets a good hole on the inside. He's got more people to the outside. That little dip he makes freezes some of the defensive people. That move just completely took out Mike Lush, number 27. He was almost into the sidelines.
John has 80 yards now on 11 carries. It's first down Invaders at their own 36-yard line, trailing by 4 points at 6 minutes to go in the title game. Hebert throws, Bentley catches, and they throw him down after about a 6-yard pickup. George Cooper and Sam Mills, the two linebackers, collapsing on him.
Pete Kugler, the best defensive lineman once again for the Baltimore Stars, is on the sideline once again. Not having him really hurt the pass rush.
Williams, good blocking on the corner. My goodness, they're just wiping out the people on that side, and John Williams got another big play out of it to the 41 of Baltimore.
They're rolling now. They've got all their people working in sync, working together as a unit. Carol Markham, number 72, the right tackle, does a great job blocking here on the outside. You see everybody that's out there. Got number 64, Tracy Franz, leading the play on the outside.
So the Invaders starting this possession on their own 4 late in the ball game. First down at the Stars 41, and Kugler is now in at nose tackle. Hebert back on first down. Lets it go down the middle, and it is incomplete. Intended for Albert Bentley, and it was Antonio Gibson coming across and getting his hands on the ball. It went through his hands, but was deflected enough.
Yeah, I'll tell you.
Nobody's breathing on the Stars sidelines, I'll tell you that.
The way Bobby Hebert has been throwing today down the middle of the field, soft passes, high, overthrowing receivers, you have to hold your breath every time he makes that pass. And that time he threw it right down the center.
Twist me first.
A crowd of people. Ball almost picked off.
41, second down and 10. Carter. And Carter goes for a first down about the 11-yard line of Baltimore. Anthony Carter, one more big play.
Anthony Carter getting 5 stitches at halftime in that knee of his. Comes across. Again, he has to go up in the air to make this catch. Avoid some tacklers. And watch the hit he takes right here. Not even looking. Hangs on to the football. That pass play and run good for 28 yards.
They put it at the 13, not the 11. Time remaining there. 4 points. Stars lead. First down. Oakland.
Look for Baltimore to start blitzing down here.
John Williams sweeping. They string it out this time and throw him out of bounds back at the 15. Loss of 2. Boy, I tell you, inside the 20, these guys get rough.
Well, inside the 20, where they do a lot of blitzing, Keith, they get everybody up on that line. So if they're not coming after you when you're passing the football, they have a lot of bodies to force the plays to the outside to string it out.
Second down, 12 from the Stars, 15. And 3:15 to play.
3 wideouts in the ball game again. If it's a pass, you got to look for the man with the single coverage.
Got to look for Anthony Carter.
5 defensive backs in.
Passes away. Derek Holloway, the little man, makes the grab around the 6 in front of Antonio Gibson, hit by Garcia Lane.
I don't know what that pass play was, but there was just a crowd of people down there. Anthony Carter was there, 3 defensive backs, and Derek Holloway comes away with the grab. The man who had the single coverage was Gordon Banks at the top of the picture. You see him right there, Holloway being pushed and grabbed by Gibson. Anthony Carter was coming back into the play.
Oakland has called timeout. The ball is short of the 5, inside the 6. Oakland has 1 timeout remaining. It's 28-24 Stars and 2 minutes and 50 seconds to play in this championship game. The British Open Golf Championship from Royal St. George in Sandwich, England. Noon Eastern Time, live. It'll be 9 on the West Coast here on ABC. Next Saturday, Tom Watson, Jack Nicklaus, Johnny Miller, Gary Player, Lee Trevino, Tony Jacklin, Bob Charles among names. Of course, Seve Ballesteros will be there. Strobel, Bernhard Langer. And it's, as I said before, it's one of the gems in sports every year. British Open.
Keith,
yes.
It is so exciting. Moments like this in the championship ball game. 2 minutes and 50 seconds left to go in the game. Both the offensive unit and the defensive units right now, you know there's got to be just a little bit of a knot in the top of the stomach. They know right now offensively, if they can punch this ball in, get at least the first down, score the touchdown, they take the lead and have the best chance in the world of maintaining it and winning this ball game. On the other hand, the defense knows they've been tough down here. They've come up with some big plays. They haven't given Oakland an easy go of it inside the 10-yard line to get any of their scores. They have the confidence they can stop them. The future, this whole ball game for them is riding on this play, this series.
They need about 2.5 yards on 3rd down for a first down. Ball goes to John Williams, and he's cut down at the 5.
Oh.
Now you get a penalty flag. There were a couple of them locked up. Who was it? Tom Newton and Sam Mills, wasn't it? Or somebody. I couldn't tell.
It was Tom Newton, and Tom Newton did the worst possible thing he could have done. The official standing right there. He's in the grip with another player. I think it's Sam Mills. And just as he was leaving, everything was fine. He just reached out, slapped him on the face mask, and the official was right there to drop this flag.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, 45 offense.
Okay, now, let's consider this. If they decline this penalty, it is 4th down and 2.
I think it's after the play anyway, Keith. I'm not... It was well after the play.
Well, it was after the play. Dead ball foul.
Dead ball foul, you're right. They're going to refuse it. Or no?
No, they're not. Back it comes.
Back it comes.
To the 20.
And 3rd down. Well, you know they're now going to have 2 plays because they can't tie it up with a field goal, so they have to go for the touchdown or at least the first down inside the 3.
Well, it would have been 4th down and 2 at the 5. Taking the penalty, it is 3rd down.
Solid.
And 17 from the 20.
Defense has done such a great job so far this afternoon, Keith. I have the confidence they can stop him for the 2 yards on 4th down.
2:20 to play in the game.
The receivers now have more room to operate. Keep it in mind.
Hebert looking to throw. Carter cutting down the middle. Goes the other way, and it's incomplete. Hebert was looking for Gordon Banks, and Gordon Banks looked like he might have slipped a little. He was late getting back in front of Jonathan Sutton and had no chance. And it's 4th down.
Even if he had made the catch, Keith, on the sideline, it would have been short of the first down.
Yes, it would have. And Oakland has spent a timeout. So they've got to make a decision here.
He did slip down there just a bit. Bobby Hebert. Poised, he's got time.
Well, he didn't call a timeout, but he certainly, now he's got to, because he's strolling around out in the field, and he's only got 3 seconds left on the 30-second clock. So he went over for this first visit, came back, and then decided that he'd go ahead and spend the timeout. Bojovic means nothing at this point, because it is a 4-point Baltimore Stars lead. They will go on 4th down and 17 from the 20 with 2:06. They have no timeouts remaining. They being the Oakland Invaders.
The ball has to go inside the 3-yard line to get a first down, at the very least, to maintain possession.
Hand up. Take him, Tracy.
Hebert to the corner, and no good. Intended for Gordon Banks. And defended by Jonathan Sutton. And the Stars get the ball back at the 2-minute mark. 1:59 to be exact.
Jonathan Sutton made the big play last week in the first drive against the Birmingham Stallions when he picked one off and ran it into the end zone for a score. Gordon Banks trying to break to the outside. Sutton there to make the play on the ball, thrown high, bats it down, almost into the hands of Antonio Gibson, number 23.
So now you've got time for a moment, and we'd like to do this. We'd like to pay our respects to the people that really make this whole thing work. I mean, certain people get a lot of noise about them, but these are the people that make it go. The guys who handle the technical equipment, the cameras, starting at the executive producer, the people that make the decisions to do it in the first place, and it goes on from there. We appreciate it. You can sit up here in a warm, cozy announcer's booth and get away with a lot of things. And I would say this, in the shadow of his 12th anniversary, that I think Tim Brandt, in the 3 years that he has worked the sidelines of the United States Football League, has done one of the toughest jobs in broadcast, most nobly and competently and efficiently. And I want to say that very loudly, because I think he's just been tremendous. Great team player.
It's not easy being down there in the sidelines, dealing with the players in the heat of a ball game and the coaches, and with all the action going on about you and keeping your head in the ball game, but he's done a good job. The camera people have done an excellent job for all the words we've spent in covering this
Yeah,
league.
but you know, you talk about rain, you talk about affecting the ball game, but you know who's out in the rain?
It's Timmy, that's right.
The camera people, too.
That's right. And for all the words we've used on covering this game, our camera people and technicians have constantly come up with those pictures that have really shown graphically what we've been talking about.
Now, the Baltimore Stars have to run out the clock. Oakland, with no timeouts remaining, can't kill it. And they'll just slam it in the middle. They may, somewhere along the way, want to send Kelvin Bryant around the corner. But the clock is now rolling at 1:45 and still going, and Oakland can't stop it. 28-24, the Stars trying to win their second successive, and they have played in all 3 of the USFL championship games. They go to the fall in 1986, so this is the end of spring and summer football. And the only thing I have to say is good luck. I wish him well. I surely do. Kelvin Bryant again into the middle, and the clock continues to roll along at 1:10 to play in the football game.
As Kelvin Bryant gets out of that pile, and you heard the noises, we don't want to forget the people who worked on audio for all year, setting up the microphones inside the helmet, giving you very much the feel of this ball game throughout the course of this season.
As for the Baltimore Stars, they lived and worked and practiced in Philadelphia. They were evicted from Veterans Stadium in a hassle over the rent. They traveled 3 hours by bus down to College Park and played before few people all season long. They carry the name Baltimore, but have never played a game there. They plan to in '86. It's been quite a remarkable organization as Kelvin Bryant takes it one more time and goes into the stack, and the clock continues to tick along at 30 seconds. The game is in the books. The Baltimore Stars have defeated the Oakland Invaders by a score of 28 to 24. And all the credit in the world to that young man right there, Jim Moore. Kelvin Bryant finishes the ball game with 23 carries, and the last 3 were useful only in running out the clock. They were not trying to make any yards. He picked up 103 yards running and scored 3 touchdowns. And it was the kind of a football game we thought it would be. Tough, bodies flying, sellout time on both sides of the field for all the players, and it wound up a 4-point decision.
You see there Irv Eatman, a player who is, we've documented an outstanding ball player. In this ball game tonight, he had a chance to test himself a bit, playing for the first time injured in his career.
For Bobby Hebert, Charlie Sumner, the Oakland Invaders, obviously a deep disappointment. Nobody knows at this particular point in time where Bobby Hebert's next football will be played, because he is a total free agent as of the conclusion of this game. Nobody in the NFL holds the draft rights to it. He is at the marketplace. We'll join Tim Brandt as he goes into the Baltimore Stars locker room to visit with the happy people in just a moment.
It's a hot one out there today as Peterman starts his engine.
Invaders to recapture the lead and possibly the ball game.
It looked very much like for a moment there it would be a repeat of the inaugural game with Oakland coming back to win it, much like Michigan did. But Jonathan Sutton, number 26, and Antonio Gibson put the squeeze play on Gordon Banks. Stop that last play and give Baltimore possession of the football to hang on to their 4-point lead.
And so the Stars go home victors for the second successive year, having lost the first year 24-22 to the Michigan Panthers, having won over the Arizona Wranglers last year 23-3, and having won here tonight against the Oakland Invaders 28-24. Now let's go to the locker room, the Stars and Tim Brandt.
All right, Keith Jackson, it is a loud and jubilant Stars locker room. They've been here before. I'm with Miles Tannenbaum, Commissioner Harry Usher, head coach Jim Moore, and Carl Peterson. And now for the presentation, the Commissioner of the USFL, Harry Usher.
Thank you, Tim. Miles, let me award you in this chaos the trophy representing the championship. Again to Baltimore, 3 times in a row in the championship game. Absolutely fantastic. 49,000 people out here in a monsoon to see you win. Great, Miles.
I didn't win, they did. Great bunch of guys, incredible, all in the heart, never quit, never say die. Great team, great coach, great general manager, great league. And there's my lucky charm.
Jim, let me get you over here, Jim Moore. Let's get you in here for a second, Jim, and you take this trophy back again. You've had it before. You've been here 3 straight times, overcome all the adversity, 5, 6, and 1. We've talked about it. You brought them back. Your reaction?
Well, you know, this is just a great organization, and it has been from day one. Starts at the top with Miles and Carl, and we've had a great group of players, and I'm very fortunate to have a tremendous staff of assistant coaches. These guys did overcome a lot. They had opportunities this year where they could have thrown it in, but they battled back, and of course it's culminated tonight, and they deserve a heck of a lot of credit. Believe me, they do. It's a great group of people.
And here's one of them right here, Kelvin Bryant. KB,
hey, KB, get up here.
Come on in here, most valuable player in this championship game. First thing I'm going to say, you looked in shape tonight. Last week we got on you a little bit. You came out on a hot day. You turned it loose when it counted.
Yeah, that was for Lynn. He said I wasn't in shape, but I showed him I was in shape tonight. And, you know, it was a team effort, and everybody gave their all, and, you know, I'm just glad we got it.
Some very clutch situations out there. I know it got a little bit touchy down the end, but when it comes down to money time or crunch time, you guys seem to be there every single time they go.
Yeah, you know, the defense, they had a little rough time today, but they came through at the end, and, you know, our offense, we played good. I think we played good the whole game. And, you know, it was just a team effort, and, you know, I'm just glad we got the win.
You got a 14-month layoff now.
Yeah, you know, we wanted to end on a good note, and this right here is extra sweet.
All right, Kelvin Bryant. Everything seems to be jubilant down this side. Keith, throw it back up to you. Now we'll go to the other side.
All right, Timmy, thank you very much. Good job. Your final score again, the Baltimore Stars 28, Oakland Invaders 24, before a crowd of 49,263. And before I go into the closing credits, I want to say this. There was a guy at the beginning of this thing 3 years ago that played a mighty role in it. And he's an old friend, and he's a good man. And I hope he enjoyed tonight's ball game. Chet Simmons, the first commissioner of the USFL. The United States Football League, an exclusive presentation of ABC Sports. Tonight's championship game has been brought to you by Budweiser, the king of beers. Reach for that distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser. For all you do, this Bud's for you. By Kellogg's Corn Flakes, those crispy, crunchy, golden flakes of corn are a wholesome and delicious way for everyone in the family to start their day. By Allstate, for home, auto, business, health, and life, you're in good hands with Allstate. And by Gatorade Thirst Quencher. Gatorade helps put back the potassium, fluids, minerals you lose when you exercise. Gatorade is thirst aid for that deep down body thirst. Coming up next on many of these ABC stations, except on the West Coast, where it'll be seen at its regular time, ABC World News Tonight, the Weekend Report with Tom Gerald. The latest on what doctors are calling President Reagan's spectacular recovery from his colon surgery yesterday, and the growing medical debate over whether that surgery should have been done long ago. That's coming up next on the Weekend Report with Tom Gerald. Travel arrangements made